Hello, everybody. Welcome to Zach Milne Talks live Q&A community night. If you guys haven't been here before, this is where the community at Zach Milne Talks Movies comes together. We hang out, we have discussions about movies, life, YouTube, whatever you want to talk about. It's on the table. I appreciate you guys so much for being here. I apologize. I see a lot of people in the chat who have been here early, and I was late. I apologize for that. My wife was running a little late, and I was still on watching my kid duty. So now that we're here, thank you everybody for joining. Here's how the show is gonna go. As we wait for some people to come in, I actually have a tier list ready to go for the most anticipated movies for the summer. I made a list based off of what I think are the most notable, most anticipated in the general sense. We can talk about other ones if you want to add to the list. And of course, you're going to contribute to the chat as well, your thoughts and opinions on what's coming out this summer, as well as whatever else you guys want to talk about. Before we get started, though, I do want to shout out to the chat here. We got a bunch of people in here. We got the Laser, of course. What's going on, man? Thank you so much for being here. You were here early. You're very excited about the stream. Why isn't that popping up? Where did it go? Where did it go? Why is my chat not popping up? It was popping up a second ago. All right. Great start. I feel like this is how it always starts, though, isn't it? Let's see if that fixed it. There we go. Now I gotcha. All right, Laser, thank you so much, man, for showing the excitement. I can't tell you how much that means to me. I feel it coming through the screen, and it gives me more just anticipation, excitement, and motivation to do the show and do it well. So I appreciate you so much, Laser, for being here and your excitement. We got Collected Movie Man. What's going on? Hey, Zach, how you doing tonight? Doing well, Collected Movie Man. I'm having a good night. Even though my wife was running later than expected, I had a great time hanging out with my boy, hanging out with my son. So it's been a good night so far. You go on to say I ordered 3 movie tickets today. First one's for Devil Wears Prada 2, Mortal Kombat 2, Star Wars, Mandalorian, and Grogu. Yeah, I think my plan is to see Devil Wears Prada 2 on Saturday with my wife. I think we're going for like a date afternoon, or date evening. So that's probably when I'm going to see that. I haven't gotten tickets for anything else though. But we'll talk about my anticipation level for those movies as we get into the subject here. But yeah, no, we got Collective Movie Man again saying, I'll tell you some other stuff I ordered after I'm done watching Game of Thrones. One of the last episode before the season finale. Nice, dude. I hope you enjoy. Collective Movie Man also says he has 56 minutes left in the episode. However, have fun, man. I hope you enjoy it. Laser says, hey man, how have you been? I'm glad to be on the stream tonight. I'm glad to have you here, man. I'm excited. I've been good. I've been busy with life, with my son, with work, with family. I've just been busy. I just feel like time keeps going and I can't keep up with it. That's kind of how it feels. And then I'm trying to do videos for the YouTube channel, and I'm trying to watch movies and this and that, and a lot on my plate sometimes, but it's good, man. Life is good. Collective Movement saying, hey Zach, did you check out my Michael review? No, I meant to check out a lot more people's reviews for Michael, and I just didn't find the time. I saw a couple people that I like. Jacob Hubbard, I saw his review that I'm a good friend with, and I like his channel and his reviews. So I haven't checked out other people's too much. I think I checked out Zach Guller's as well, but yeah, I'm behind on my watching of Michael reviews. I wanted to watch a whole lot more, just didn't get the time. But I'll check yours out after the stream. I'll make that a priority. Nerdy with Autism, what's going on? Thank you for joining us, man. He says, I really enjoyed the Michael Jackson biopic. I saw it in IMAX this past Monday, April 27th. It does not deserve that low Rotten Tomatoes score by critics. Jafar Jackson killed it as MJ. No, it does not deserve that low Rotten Tomatoes score. And I wasn't gonna bring this up, so I don't have it prepared, but one of the things I find hilarious right now, if I can pull this up here, there's actually 2 Michael movies that I know about. So there's Michael, which I actually haven't checked in a little bit. Oh, did it go down or up? Oh, okay. So I'll pull this up here, if I can do this. Here we go. Yeah. All right. So we got Michael Jackson's biopic here. Michael Jackson on Rotten Tomatoes has a 37%, which, if you watched my review, I understand some criticisms for this movie. I really enjoyed this movie, though, quite a bit. I think that it was a really good father-son story, and it was a different movie than I was expecting it to be. And I think that's why some critics maybe gave it a lower Rotten Tomatoes score, because I think that a lot of the reviews were reviewing a movie that wasn't made and that they wanted to see made. But there's another movie, if I can pull it up here, called Michael, starring John Travolta. Don't know if you guys have ever seen this movie. It's and that's the worst Prada. It's also got a 37% on Rotten Tomatoes. And I just gotta say, I almost used this in my review, but I decided not to because I couldn't quite execute the joke in a way that I wanted to execute it. But I don't think that this movie is good at all. Like, this Michael is a bad movie. John Travolta playing an angel that comes down, wants to have sex and smoke cigarettes. Like, this movie is really, really bad. And the fact that this Michael has the same Rotten Tomatoes score as this Michael, this Michael is much better than the other Michael, and I find it hilarious and also devastating and appalling that this Michael has the same Rotten Tomatoes score as this Michael. I can't comprehend that. I think it's ridiculous, and I think it's utterly absurd that the critics made that happen. So that's just my 2 cents on that. Baffled. I'm baffled because, yeah, I really liked the movie too. I thought it was fun. Collective Movement says, I definitely agree. Nudie, I definitely agree with Nudie. Yeah, with the Michael. No, the Rotten Tomato score is low, and it's hard because it's not low because the site itself decided to give Michael a 37%. All the critics pooled together, only 37% of them said they liked it, which to me is like really absurd. Like, how can you say you didn't at least like the movie? And that's fair. Everyone, it's subjective. Everyone has their own opinions. But for me, like, the filmmaking, the performances, for me, the emotion behind like I said, the father-son dynamic between Jafar Jackson and Coleman Domingo, oh my gosh, was he good in this movie. Jafar Jackson too blew me away. Absolutely incredible. But the young kid, Juliana Valdi, really stood out to me. I thought he was great as young Michael Jackson. There's so much about this movie to like, in my opinion, that I'm just surprised to see that many critics decided to give it a bad score and that they didn't like it. I can't comprehend that. Nerdy with Autism says, Collective Move Man, that's thanks. How's your day, night been? Are you excited for Spider-Man Brand New Day? I'm really excited for it. Oh, dude. We'll talk about it. Spider-Man Brand New Day is high up there. It's high up there, man. We'll talk about it. Laser says, are you excited for Devil Wears Prada 2? I want to see it so badly. I'm curious. I'll check it out. That's funny. We're gonna talk about it here in a minute in depth, but I definitely I like the first movie, and I'm excited to go see this with my wife. That's where I'm at right now. By the way, the Ace Avenue is in here. Zach is back. Well, thank you so much, man, for the support and for being here, my friend. All right. Before we go any further, we're going to allow time for some more people to get in here. We're going to allow time to get adjusted. I want to do this. If I can pull it up here. Because I had this video planned, and it just didn't work out. So I figured, why not do it tonight? Why not do it live? Why not do it live? Why can't I find any of my... OBS recently did an update. They updated the software, and I'm still kind of getting used to it because it's a little bit different than how it was before. Should be... Nope, that's not the one. What's going on? What's going on here? What's this? Why is that popping up? That's not what should be popping up. Oh, you gotta love doing things live. Okay, here we go. Yes, this is what I want. This is what I wanted. This is my tier list, my tier ranking of the highly anticipated upcoming summer movie releases. People could argue that we're a little bit early, but the summer movie season just moves further and further up as the years go on. So I'm counting this weekend, the Devil Wears Prada release, as the first official summer release, and we're gonna go from there. I've just noticed that this is now out of order. I don't know why it was in order before. I guess it reset. So we're going to be doing this out of order. We're not going to be going in the release order like I planned to do. But here's what we're going to do. I got my tiers here. We've got at the top, we've got must see. These are movies that I cannot miss in the theater. I am so excited for. I need to see them ASAP. We've got will check out. These are movies that I'm curious about. I definitely want to see them. I'm definitely going to go to the theater for them. Interested is the next tier, which are movies I'm kind of on the fence of, where I could see it in theaters. I could wait till streaming. I don't really care either way. Then we've got a straight on pass. I'm probably just not going to watch the movie. And then right under pass, we have the stronger could not care less, where I probably won't watch this movie in theaters or on streaming when it comes out because I just don't care. All right. So with that, we're just going to have to go in the way that this is ordered because it reset on me. So the first movie up that we have is Coyote versus Acme, which this has been the dramatic movie of the year because of all of the baggage that comes with it. You guys will remember, like 2 years ago, Warner Brothers decided that they were just going to axe this. This movie was done. It was completed. It was ready to be packaged and shipped out to the theaters, or at least close to. And David Zaslav and Warner Brothers decided, you know what? We don't like Looney Tunes anymore. They used to be our mascots, but we're selling them off. We're not even making any of their stuff anymore. And we don't want to release Coyote versus Acme. In fact, we're just going to kill it. We're going to get a tax write-off for $30 million. And it looked like for a long time this movie was going to be completely scrapped, gone, and never see the light of day. And now, cut to, we have Ketchup Entertainment, who released the Looney Tunes movie, the day the world blew up, or the earth blew up, or whatever it was called. And now they're going to release the movie. They bought it off Warner Brothers, I think for like $70 million. I think they overpaid for it for sure. But they're releasing it. We just got a first trailer for it. And I'm championing this movie hard because I want to see it succeed. I want to see this be a big slap in the face to Warner Brothers. I don't want this to be I told you so from Warner Brothers. I want to see this movie make $1 billion kajillion dollars. Like, I want to see this movie absolutely kill it. Do I think it's absolutely going to kill it? Not necessarily. And I also must admit, after watching the trailer, if I wasn't just going off my excitement because I want to stick it to Warner Brothers, I want this movie, I want the director, I want all those who worked hard on this film to get their due, to get their flowers, this is going in the will check out category because I'm not in love with the trailer. I think the trailer had some good bits. I love the premise. I love the concept of this film, of Coyote suing Acme because all of their gadgets and gizmos and products over the years while he's trying to catch the Roadrunner have backfired and have caused him bodily emotional pain. So I'm all in on the premise. I'm all in on the backstory of the film. But the trailer, if I was just going off the trailer itself, and I'm just being honest, it didn't blow my socks off. It didn't make this one of my most anticipated movies for the summer. So it goes firmly in the will check out because I'm going to be there to support it. I'm going to the theater. Next up, we have The Devil Wears Prada 2, which is actually coming out this weekend. And I would say that I'm going to check it out. I will check this out. Like, Devil Wears Prada 2, I already have plans with my wife to go watch this this weekend. I think on Saturday we're going to go. But if I was going off of my interest in the film personally, it's kind of going in the interesting category. This isn't one that I feel like I need to see in theaters. I could wait till streaming to watch this, but I do like the first Devil Wears Prada. You can actually check out my wife and I watch it. Like, my first time watching Devil Wears Prada is on the channel. You can find that video. Maybe I'll link it in the description later if you're watching the replay. And I had a fun time watching it with my wife. I had a fun time with the film. Everyone's coming back. Emily Blunt, Anne Hathaway, of course, Meryl Streep, Stanley Tucci, they're all coming back. They all look great, even though it's been 20 years later. Meryl Streep doesn't look a day older, which is insane. But I would be lying if I said like I was salivating at the mouth to check this out. So it's going in the interested category because the curiosity's there. I'm going to watch it, but I could wait till streaming if I wanted to. Then we come to Disclosure Day, and this is the first one I'm putting up in the must-see category because I'm on a big Steven Spielberg kick right now leading up to Disclosure Day. If you're following me on Letterboxd, at Zach Milne, shameless plug right there, I'm going through all of Spielberg's work, or I'm filling in the gaps of movies that I've missed. So I'm going on a big Spielberg binge right now, And after watching like Close Encounters of the Third Kind, watching E.T., and just the alien features that he's made, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is technically one. I'm very curious to see what Steven Spielberg in 2026 brings in the alien genre. There's also a lot of real world meta curiosity in this film because I'm not someone who necessarily believes in aliens or that we've been visited by aliens or whatever, but I'm fascinated by what's been going on with like Congress and all of the UAP stuff going on right now. And apparently a lot of what's going on right now is incorporated into this film. Steven Spielberg at CinemaCon apparently said that this movie is going to be more fact than fiction. It'll answer some questions as also raise some. He's working with people, he's consulting with people on this film that have been a part of the Congress, whatever you call them, like trials or courtroom hearings or whatever, to talk about disclosing all of this stuff to the public. So whether or not this is actually going to like make this big revelation in the world of aliens being here, more information about aliens, I'm not really expecting that, but I'm expecting a really interesting, intriguing thriller story from Steven Spielberg, and I just want to see how he's progressed in his alien telling story, or his filmmaking since Close Encounters and since E.T. and all that. So this is a must see for me. I'm super excited for Disclosure Day. Then this is End of Oak Street. This is one that I'm gonna put in the will check out. This is kind of like the dark horse of the summer for me. Got my mouse there. This is like the dark horse of the summer for me. The trailer for this kind of came out of nowhere, where it stars Ewan McGregor's in here, and I think Anne Hathaway is who he's co-starring with. I could be misremembering, but basically their house gets like transported to a world of dinosaurs. And I'm just like, sign me up. I'm in right there. A house taken to a world of dinosaurs. Is it going back in time? Is it another dimension? I don't know, but you know what? Jurassic Park, Jurassic World can't be the only franchise that gets to have the world fascinated by dinosaurs. We need a new franchise. We need new movies to have dinosaurs in them. And this one tickled my curiosity quite a bit. So I'm definitely going to check out End of Oak Street. It goes right there. Next up, we have Evil Dead Burn. And this one has me, I'm kind of on the fence about it. So I think I'm going to put it in interested. Because I'm a little bit of a weird Evil Dead fan, I guess you could say, where I like the Sam Raimi trilogy, but my favorite movies in the trilogy are the more goofy ones. I like Evil Dead 2 and I like Army of Darkness more than I like when it's seriously horror and demonic and stuff. And Evil Dead Rise just wasn't really my cup of tea. I just didn't really like the material and the story of that film. And even the remake that they did of Evil Dead back in like 2011, really heavy on the gore, really heavy on the grotesqueness of it, and that's just not really my sensibility. That's not really what I resonate with or what I like. And it looks like Evil Dead Burn is going to be going more in that direction rather than back to the campy, silly stuff that I like in the franchise. So honestly, I don't even know if I'm going to see this in theaters. I might just wait to catch it rented on streaming when it comes out. So that's where it's going to go right now because I'm literally on the fence about it. Then we get to Insidious 5 or 6. I don't know. I couldn't care less about this. I'm just going to be straight up honest. I don't watch the Insidious franchise. I think I saw half of the first one at a friend's house like a decade ago back in high school, or maybe even longer ago than that. But I'm not caught up. I don't care to get caught up. I just don't care. So it goes in the could not care less category. These movies just aren't for me. They're just not. Then we come to Mandalorian and Grogu. Again, this is not in any sense of order because this is actually coming up next month. We're actually very, very close to Mandalorian and Grogu. And this one I've kind of been like toying around with a bit because when this was announced, I kind of felt underwhelmed, and I felt underwhelmed by this for quite some time now, where season 3 was such a weak link for me of the series, and it was the last thing I watched from this. And so to get me excited for Mandalorian and Grogu after season 3, and it's the first Star Wars film that they've had in like 9 years or whatever it is, my 7 years, whatever it is, since 2019. Since 2019, this is the first Star Wars film in theaters that we're going to have. And the fact that it looks like stuff I've seen before on Disney Plus really has me struggling to get excited for Mandalorian and Grogu. But what I will say is I am going back and watching the series leading up to the movie. And after watching season 1 and getting into season 2, I'm reminded of how much fun and how much I like this world and how much I like Mandalorian and how much I like Grogu and like them together. So for me, I think this is just going to go in the will checkout because I'm definitely going to go check this out. I'm definitely going to go see this in theaters. I'll definitely have a review out for it. I'm just having trouble mustering up like true, real excitement for it because it just feels like such a placeholder of a Star Wars film that you could put into theaters at this moment. But I'm sure it'll be fun. I'm sure it'll be enjoyable. I'm sure I'll come out liking it at least. But I will say in the trailers, I do not like how all of the aliens are speaking English. Like even the Hutts, like where's that? Why did we get rid of that? That's Star Wars to me, man. Why are they talking like they're from freaking Earth? I don't know. I don't like it. But I'm going to give it a shot. So it's definitely going in the will check out category. Then we get to Masters of the Universe. He-Man. I have nothing at stake with He-Man. I didn't grow up watching the show. I didn't watch the reruns. I think my brother might have watched them when he was younger on like a retro kind of Cartoon Network. I've seen images, I've seen memes, but and I've seen the old 80s movie, which was horrible. And I did not know that Courtney Cox was in it. So that was a big, almost jump scare to me that she was in it. I was like, you're here. A pre-Friends Courtney Cox, and Howard the Duck. No, Howard the Duck is Leah Thompson. Never mind. But yeah, no, Courtney Cox is in the first one, or in He-Man Masters of the Universe from the 80s. That's all I know about this friend. That's all I've got. That's my reference point. I could pass on it. I'll probably end up seeing it for the sake of seeing it, especially if the reviews are decent. But if the reviews come out and they're not great, and even the hardcore fans of this franchise are like met on it, I'm gonna pass. I'm not gonna see this. I'm just not interested. Then we get to Minions and Monsters. No doubt about it, this movie's gonna make bank. This movie's gonna make a lot of money, and I like the Despicable Me franchise. I'm not a huge fan of the Minions solo films. I liked Minions Rise of Gru, but that was because it was like a Despicable Me kind of hybrid. It was almost like a Despicable Me prequel more than it was a straight up Minions movie. But like the first Minions movie wasn't really for me. The trailers for this one, though, like they not that they've gotten me like excited to see it, but I kind of like the angle at which they're tackling it, where it's about filmmaking, it's about the Minions getting into Hollywood and making movies. Like someone who does this and likes movies, that just kind of tickles my funny bone there. So I don't know. I think I'd put this one on the interested. I honestly could go to the theater to check this out. I probably will go to the theater to check this out, but I could also easily be as happy just watching it on streaming. Then we come to Moana, the live action remake. Realistically, I'm going to see this. Realistically, I am going to check out Moana live action remake because I'm going to review it for the channel. And that's pretty much that's the only reason why I'm going to check this out. That's really it. The Disney live action remakes for the most part have just been kind of disappointing. In one ear, out the other kind of experiences for me. I never go back to rewatch any of them. I will be rewatching them soon because I'm probably going to do a tier ranking like this when Moana, the live action, comes out. But as far as like my real excitement for this Moana live action, it's not there. The Rock in this may be detrimental to the film. Like he straight up might be the thing that ruins the movie the most. Like in the trailers, he does not look like he belongs in this environment. He does not look like he belongs in the world that they've created. And it's just kind of jarring that he's there. Like he kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. So realistically, yes, I will check this out. I'm going to go see it. But if I was going to tell you my feelings on it, it would be a pass. It just would. I'll see it. I know I will, but in my heart of hearts, I feel like I could pass on it. And you know what? I might. Who knows? Who knows, man? I got a kid now. I got other things going on. I might actually pass on it, but I'm sure I'll see it. Then we get Mortal Kombat 2. Again, this is like out of order entirely because this is actually coming out in like 2 weeks or so. I watched all the Mortal Kombat films for the first time in the last 2 weeks. I have no history with the franchise gaming wise. I've never played a Mortal Kombat game. I've only watched the movies. And I will say the movies from the 90s are just atrocious. I think they're horrible, especially Annihilation, which I've always heard was horrible, but watching it for myself, it is horrible. But when it comes to the 2021 movie, which got a lot of flack, a lot of people did not like the Mortal Kombat film that came out back in 2021. I kind of did. Like, I don't know if it was because I literally springboarded off of Annihilation to the 2021 Mortal Kombat film, where the graphics were better, the characters were better, in my opinion, the action was so much better. I'm gonna put this in the will check out. I'm gonna go see Mortal Kombat 2. I've checked out a couple of the trailers since watching the first one. I like them. I think they're interesting. Not interesting. I think they look fun. I think they're creatively engaging with the action. So that's where that's gonna go. I'm gonna check it out for sure. And then we get to Obsession. This is one of the high-profile indie horror films that's coming out this summer, where the man makes a wish that this girl will like him or something, and now she won't leave him alone. That's the gist of what I got from the trailers anyway. So I liked the trailers for this. It's on my radar. I think I'm going to check it out. I think that goes in the will check out category because it looks creative. It looks unique. It looks different. And I kind of liked the vibe I was getting from it in the trailer when I was watching it in the cinemas. So yeah, I think I'm gonna make it out to go see Obsession. And then we get to the next, and let's not even bear the lead here, must see of the summer, and that is the Odyssey. The Odyssey is not only a must see of the summer, it's one of the must see essentials of the year. The trailers for these have been just remarkable. I think that everybody in this, Matt Damon, Anne Hathaway, Tom Holland, they just look great. It's such a stacked cast. Christopher Nolan coming off of Oppenheimer and doing something this different, this outside of his wheelhouse, gets me really excited as a fan of him as a director to see what he's gonna do, how he's gonna pull off this epic and tell this story. And it's a story I'm unfamiliar with. I've never read the Odyssey. I've never read the Greek poem or novel or whatever it's based off of. But I've really loved the trailers. I love Christopher Nolan. I love the cast. I think it looks phenomenal from what I've seen so far. So it's definitely in the must-see category. Then we get to Scary Movie 6. I'm sorry. I couldn't care less about Scary Movie 6. I know I'm in the minority with that. A lot of people went crazy over these trailers, and maybe it's because I haven't kept up with like every horror movie that's come out since. But this trailer did very little for me. I found a lot of the jokes to be just low-hanging fruit. I didn't find it very funny. I got a lot of the references of like Weapons and Get Out and Sinners that was in there. But to me, they were just references. They weren't really jokes. It didn't really... Maybe I'm a stick in the mud because so many people loved this trailer. So many people enjoyed this. And it's not that I disliked it. I was just kind of underwhelmed by a lot of the jokes. And I've only seen one scary movie. I've only seen the first one because my brother showed it to me. And it had some good moments. It had some moments that did make me laugh. But overall, it wasn't enough to make me like excited to watch not just the rest of the franchise, but to be excited for Scary Movie 6. So maybe I'll check it out, but as I feel right now, I honestly could not care less about this movie. So if the reviews are great, yeah, I'll probably be there, but oh well. And then we get to the Sheep Detectives, which I kind of like thought of not putting on this tier list because realistically, who's talking about the Sheep Detectives? But it got like a big presentation at CinemaCon. The head of the studio came out and said how much they love this film. Hugh Jackman's in it. A bunch of celebrity voices are in it. And the trailer has played for me like 3 times since I've gone to the theaters. It kind of looks to me like a live action kind of Barnyard. I don't know if you guys remember that animated Barnyard film, but it kind of reminds me of that. Bunch of sheeps trying to solve their shepherd's murder. I could go either way. The trailer did tickle me a bit. There were a couple moments that were chuckle worthy and got me laughing, but overall, there was nothing really in it that got me that intrigued to go to the theater and check it out. If it gets great reviews, that might change, but I feel like this is one I'm probably going to end up checking out on streaming. So it goes in the interested category. Then we get to Spider-Man Brand New Day. Come on. It's a must-see. And for me, I know I'm not doing these in like any kind of ranking order, but for me, it's the must-see of the summer. It's the must-see of the summer. It's my boy Spidey. It's Spider-Man. It's Destin Daniel Cretton coming off of Shang-Chi and doing well, lost my train of thought there because my mouse fell. But you know, it's him coming off of Shang-Chi doing a Spider-Man film. Like the action sequences, the choreography that he pulled off in Shang-Chi are incredible, and hand-to-hand combat in it is so exciting and thrilling and so dynamic. And the thought of applying that to Spider-Man, and we already saw in the trailer, we're getting ninjas, we're getting Spider-Man versus the Hand, we're getting a dose of Punisher thrown in there, we're getting a dose of Bruce Banner. The Hulk is rumored to be Savage Hulk again in this. There's so much mystery surrounding who Sadie Sink is playing, who is her character. But what really sells me is that this trailer just had the essence of how I think of Spider-Man. Peter Parker down on his luck. Peter Parker alone in the world. Spider-Man having to do the Spider-Man responsibility thing, even though it makes his life harder. Coming off of No Way Home, I think this is going to continue that story brilliantly. And I just can't wait, man. I've seen the trailer so many times. I can't stop watching it. I'm so excited for Spider-Man Brand New Day. It's my number one of the summer. And I'm not doing this in any kind of ranking order of excitement in the categories themselves, but it goes at the top for me. Like it's my number one. And then we get to Super Troopers 3. I'll let you know right now, I didn't know there was a Super Troopers 2. I couldn't care less about Super Troopers 3. I've seen the first one. Didn't like it all that much, to be honest. Oh, it was fine, but and being a Canadian, it was kind of interesting because it was different kind of police techniques and stuff. But honestly, I'm not interested in checking out 2 after watching 1. So why would I be interested in checking out 3? If I'm not interested in watching 2, why would I be interested in 3? So yeah, I'm putting that in could not care less. It has its fans, it has its cult following, but I'm not interested. Then we get to Supergirl. I've been looking forward to Supergirl. I think the trailers have been fun. I've enjoyed seeing what Millie Alcock is bringing to the role, even just in the trailers. I love what people have been saying. I've been enjoying my read through of Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. Thank you, James Gunn, for actually pointing us to the material we should be reading for the inspirations that you got for the films, because I've never really experienced that. So it's cool to be reading that and then going to the trailers and seeing what they've already taken and put in the trailers from the comic. So I'm shy of putting this as a must see, but it's gonna go in the will checkout. I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to it. I want to see what a DCU movie looks like when it's not directed by James Gunn. What does Greg Gillespie bring to this universe? How is this going to further the story of both Superman, Supergirl, and the DCU in general? Definitely going to be there, going to check it out. Excited for it. And then we get to the last on this list. Again, this was not in any kind of release order, which is, of course, Toy Story 5. A lot of people don't want to see this movie because they don't think it should have been made. They didn't want to see Toy Story 4 because they didn't think Toy Story 4 should have been made. But I got to tell you, Toy Story's never let me down. Even Toy Story 4, which I was hesitant about, they were all talking behind the scenes of how they had this great story planned. They were going to end Woody's story. They ended Andy. Now they just have to end Woody's. And I thought Toy Story 4 was fabulous. I really enjoyed Toy Story 4. I've been hesitant about Toy Story 5 because you said you wanted to end Woody's story. You seem to have done that, but now you're bringing him back in Toy Story 5. So is this just to make another $1 billion, or do you have a creative idea that is driving you, a story that you feel like you must tell? It's a must see. It's a must see. I'm excited for Toy Story 5. I have been delighted by the trailers. I love the concept of the toys versus technology. I'm so curious to see how they're going to present that because it's Pixar, you know they're going to do it in a way that's going to resonate with adults, but also easy for children to understand. And I want to see how they're going to bring across their message of balancing the tech life with real world life, because it looks like the internal struggle of Bonnie in this film is going to be trying to make friends, but all her friends are on her iPad. So how does she connect with the world without the technology? And then the toys are going to help her through that struggle by battling I don't even know where it's going to go. I don't know what position they're going to take. I'm just assuming they come out in some way being not anti-technology, but positive balance of life and technology. And it's Pixar, man. They bring us Inside Out 2. I'm so curious to see how they're going to present this message across. So for that reason, and because the trailers have just been delightful and have that Toy Story magic to them, that's coming in for me at a must see. So those are the movies I have. You guys can put them down in the chat. Is there any I missed? Is there any that you think should be added to this that I haven't included? I know that Jackass had a trailer released. I think that comes out this summer. I haven't seen a single Jackass movie, so I don't know. So I probably won't be seeing that one, but yeah. Put it in the chat. Comment down below if you're watching the replay what you think of my list. How would you rank these, and what would you add for the movies that I missed? With that said, guys, we spent enough time on that. Thank you so much for joining me for that. That was fun. Now we're going to go strictly to your live comments and questions. This is live Q&A community night. It's time we get this started. Let's do this where we left off. And if you guys don't know how this works, if you're new, we go through every single chat. You don't have to send in a super chat. If you want to send in a super chat with your question, greatly appreciate it. It's a great way to further support the channel. But we go through every single one of your chats until the chat is cleared and done. So without any more delay, because if I delay anymore, I'm probably going to be here until midnight. So let's get going. I just have to find my cursor. Where's my mouse? Why isn't any of my technology working tonight? All right, here we go. Where we left off. Right here. Yes. Okay. Collected Movie Man says, I'm doing all right. I'm interested in Spider-Man Brand New Day. I'm more excited for the Odyssey. I mean, look, the Odyssey is probably going to, filmmaking wise, technical wise, and of course awards wise, probably be the better film and more impressive film than Spider-Man Brand New Day. But emotionally, my heart is there. My heart is with Spider-Man Brand New Day. The Odyssey is close. In fact, the Odyssey might be a close second if I'm being honest. But Spider-Man Brand New Day is my pick. It's my guy. I gotta go with him. Nerdy with Autism says, I've been reading the Harry Potter books to prepare myself for the HBO TV show. I'm on the Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban book. Really enjoying the Harry Potter book so far. Nice. Yeah, I've never read a single Harry Potter book. I'm thinking of getting the audiobook for The Philosopher's Stone before the series comes out, so I can have a further, deeper understanding of what they included that wasn't in the movies. But part of me also just wants to watch it clean. Part of me just wants to watch it without knowing anything that's in the books that they didn't include in the movies, and discover it that way. So I'm definitely not going to read it. I can promise you that, because I'm a bad influence, because you guys should read, but also I don't like reading, so I don't read. Just being straight up honest. So I'll probably listen to the audiobook if I decide to do that, but I don't even know if I'm going to do that. Laser says, I recently hit 4,500 subscribers. I have a feeling I could hit 5,000 very soon. Congratulations, man. That's impressive. That is really impressive, dude. That's awesome. Congratulations on all your success and your continued success, my friend. Nerdy with Autism says, congrats, dude. Hope you reach 5,000 subscribers soon. Yep, I echo those sentiments as well, my guy. Laser says, did you see Andrew Stanton says Toy Story could go on for 2 more movies? Toy Story 7 sounds insane. I mean, that's where I get a little bit nervous, where it's like, Toy Story 5 is going to make bank. It just is. But eventually you're going to get creatively bankrupt with this IP. And as much as I hate to admit it and no one wants to hear it, we will eventually get a bad Toy Story movie. And to people's credit, some people think we already did get a bad Toy Story movie with Toy Story 4. Some people really did not like Toy Story 4. I happen to think that it was a great movie. I really liked it. But one day we will get a Toy Story movie that sucks. Like, it's inevitable. If you keep going on, if you keep making the movies in this franchise, and eventually you're going to get to a point where you're really just making it to chase the money. Not that they don't chase money already, but each Toy Story feels like it has a creative purpose to why it was made. And they're going to get to a point, if they keep going for the sake of going, that we're going to get a bad, disappointing, generic Toy Story film. I mean, just look what happened with Scream. I mean, some people will say that Scream 3 was a bad film. I don't personally think Scream 3 is that great, but I wouldn't go so far to say as it's bad. Scream 7 was bad. Like, Scream 7 was straight up a poorly made movie. And it kind of ruined the reputation of a franchise that people said there wasn't a single bad movie. The consistency was so impressive because there wasn't a single bad movie in the Scream franchise. Can't say that anymore because they milked it, they kept going, and then we got Scream 7. And it was a bad, bad movie. And that's going to happen with Toy Story if they keep going. Would it be miraculous if they could get to Toy Story 7 and still have like a... I think every single Toy Story film has been in the high 90s on Rotten Tomatoes critical ratings. So if they can pull it off all the way up till 7, that'd be amazing. But eventually the bottom's going to fall out. We will get a bad Toy Story film if they keep going. The ladies are thanking Nerdy Autism. Luke Ponto, what's going on, dude? Thanks for joining, my friend. Good to see you. Saying, Zach, my guy, hope you're well. Hope you're well, Luke. I'm doing well. I appreciate that, my friend. We got the Ace Avenue, or the Ace Cineverse. The Ace Cineverse. This is important to acknowledge, guys. The Ace Cineverse. This is the Ace Avenue's new channel. He's going to be doing his movie-related content, TV content, his movie reactions, or its TV reactions over on this channel, the Ace Avenue Cineverse. So definitely go over, check out the Ace Avenue Cineverse, because all of the movie stuff and comic book stuff is moving away from the Ace Avenue. If you're into sports, definitely go check out the Ace Avenue. But yes, the Ace Avenue Cineverse. I'm going to have to get used to saying that, my friend. Congratulations on the new channel launch. Chaotic World, Michael Entity, what's going on, my friend? He says, hey, Zach, are you excited for Obsession? It'll probably... the film to keep from dating ever again. Thank goodness I'm married. I don't have to worry about that. You know, I am. I'm looking forward to Obsession. I think the trailers have been really creepy and unique, and I love the premise. I think the concept of be careful what you wish for is always kind of fun to toy around with, and it looks like this film is taking that in a very sinister direction, and I'm kind of into it. I like it. I think it's going to be fun. And it's not going to be too scary for me because I'm married and I don't have to worry about the dating world anymore. Thank goodness for that, because I did not belong in that world. I was terrible in that world. Nerdy with Autism says, I never heard of Michael with John Travolta. Glad I've never heard of it. It is funny that the John Travolta Michael film has the same Rotten Tomatoes score. That's mind-boggling. It is really mind-boggling. You got to watch Michael to believe Michael. And I'm talking about the John Travolta film. It is absurd. I watched it with my family, and it was like watching it with family was definitely more fun than if I was watching it alone. But yeah, I was watching it just kind of like, this is a really bad movie. And I couldn't believe that Michael Jackson's biopic is critically the same as that movie, because to me the Michael Jackson biopic is like leaps and bounds ahead of whatever they tried to do with Michael with John Travolta. So that's just me. The world sometimes isn't fair. Nathan's Random Movies, what's going on? Nathan, thanks for joining, man. He says, hey Zach, will you watch Pizza Movie with Dustin from Stranger Things? I saw it yesterday and it might go down as the funniest movie of the year because I laughed hysterically multiple times in it. I started it but then I didn't get back to finishing it, and I only got like maybe 10 or 15 minutes into it. I will say this, in the first 10 or 15 minutes, not huge laughs from me. Not huge laughs for me. Honestly, when they tackled Dustin from Stranger Things, that's how I'm gonna remember his name. Gayton, whatever his name is, and his friend, which I've seen that kid in so many Disney Channel stuff, and I can't place his name. But when they got tackled down and they farted in their faces, I was just kind of like, I don't know. I don't know if this is gonna go in a good direction. But I'll take your word for it, Nathan, because you got me back on to Invincible, and I really enjoyed binge watching Invincible. So maybe I'll enjoy going back and checking out Pizza Movie. But yeah, no, I started it, didn't get around to finishing it. I'll definitely have to do that. Nathan John Movie says, Zach, will you see Hokum, the new horror movie starring Adam S. Mark S. this weekend? Is that a reference to crap? Why am I blanking on the name of they separate their from work? What's it called? Why am I blanking on it? I love that show. Oh man. Someone in the chat has to have it. What's that show called? Severance. It's called Severance. That's what I'm thinking of. Is that a reference to Severance? Because I'm not familiar. I don't know much about Hokum. I know that it's getting really good reviews. I know that people are enjoying it, but I have to look into it more to see if it's a horror film that I'll be interested in. Because I had plans to go see The Mummy. This is my fault too. I was foolish in my thinking, like just assumption, that The Mummy, Lee Cronin's The Mummy, was going to be Universal. I thought it was one of their movies. So I watched actually all of Universal Mummy films. I was going to do a Universal Mummy ranking with Lee Cronin's The Mummy. And it wasn't until like a day before the movie came out that I learned that Lee Cronin's The Mummy was from Warner Brothers. And it was not like any kind of mummy movie Universal's ever made. And the reviews turned me off from seeing it. It no longer sounded like something I was interested in. So Hokum, I'll have to look into to see if I'm interested in seeing it based off the material that's in it. But yeah, I hear good things about it so far. Nathan John Movie says top three to 5 Invincible characters. You want a top 3 to 5? Well, let's see. I'll start naming off some, and then I'll see if I can get up to 5 or if I'll stop at 3. So I'm gonna put Alan. No particular order. These are just the 5 characters I really like. Honestly, Alan the Alien. I love the way Seth Rogen plays him. Debbie. Honestly, the mom, Debbie goes hard, man. I like Debbie. She doesn't take no crap, and she sticks up to Omni-Man. Honestly, what they've done with Omni-Man, Nolan, I've really enjoyed him. I do like Mark. Quite a bit. And Adam Eve. I really like Adam Eve. But I could also toss out Debbie and maybe throw in Rex. But you know what? After season 3, I really liked Cecil. What they did with Cecil and kind of explaining his backstory, going more into his character and why he is the way he is, why he runs things the way that he runs things. That character jumped up a bit for me, so I really liked Cecil. So those would be the 5 that I would talk about, right? But if you're talking like villains, like Conquest was a really interesting character. The way that he like tells you his deepest, darkest secret before he kills you, because he knows that once he tells you, you're gonna die. I found that so intimidating and threatening. So yeah, I liked his character a lot too. So yeah, there's quite a few great, even Machine Head. Like sometimes Machine Head bothers me. He gets on my nerves. And other times he cracks me up. Not gonna lie. Collect Movie Man says, I really hope the Odyssey is a must see. Well, you should be happy, my friend, because it indeed was a must see. I got too much stuff going on here. Gotta move some stuff. Oh, I got this like keyboard lap thing from my wife uses it for her laptop, and I don't have a desk in here that works for a keyboard and a mouse, so I'm kind of just rolling with the punches here. The Lawrence Report, what's going on? Thanks for joining, Lawrence. He says the new Spielberg movie is gonna be peak. Yeah, man, I'm excited, especially after going back and watching what he did with Close Encounters of the Third Kind and E.T. And I feel like there's another Alien movie that he did, and I don't know why I feel that way. I must be thinking of something else. But yeah, I'm excited for Disclosure Day. I'm excited to see what Steven Spielberg at this age in this year is going to bring with the alien. Oh, War of the Worlds. That's the other alien movie I'm thinking of. He did War of the Worlds, which I don't think Disclosure Day is going to be like War of the Worlds, but I think it's probably going to be more like a Third Encounters, if anything else. Collect Movie Man says, have you watched Schindler's List? Yes, I did. That was actually funny because I watched that a little while ago, and that wasn't for my Steven Spielberg watch. I was trying to go through the top 10 IMDb movies, and I woke up early on a Saturday and I was like, you know what? My wife, my kid are still sleeping. I've got some time to myself. Let's watch a movie this morning. Let's go to the IMDb and see what's next that you haven't seen. And it was Schindler's List. And so I sat there for 3 hours in the morning and watched Schindler's List for the first time. And that's quite a way to start the morning. It's a man, is that a hard-hitting, important film. And it was actually like I heard so much praise and hype about it, and it was better than I ever thought it could be, in the most disturbing, tragic, haunting ways, in the way that it should be. But then after I watched Schindler's List, I saw next on the list was Life is Beautiful, also about a Holocaust and the concentration camps. And then the next one was The Green Mile. And I figured, you know what? I think I've had enough sadness for the day. And I stopped going through the list at that point. But yeah, Schindler's List is phenomenal. Absolutely incredible. Nerdy with autism, sorry, says, because it will keep me from dating ever again, the obsession film is a hard pass for me, even though I'm single. Yeah, you don't want to get scared out of dating. That's for sure. Click Movement says, if you end up watching that Steven Spielberg movie, make sure to have Kleenex. You'll need it. Yeah, no, for sure. I didn't tear up. I will say that when I was watching Schindler's List, I didn't cry, but I felt really heavy emotions. And I don't know. I'm not like a huge crier at movies. Like, I don't prevent myself from crying. Like, if the emotion hits, the emotion, the most I've the most I've weeped at a movie in the last number of years was probably Jojo Rabbit, when I don't want to spoil it for those who haven't seen it, but again, it's like from 2019, and it's a heavily underrated movie in my opinion. I love Jojo Rabbit. That is underrated. But there's a scene with shoes. I'll just say that. There's a scene with shoes hanging. Lost it for a good couple minutes. And then I showed my wife at the time. She was my girlfriend. She was freshly my girlfriend. And I showed her that movie without any warning, and she hated me. She hated me for it. It's a wonder she didn't dump me right there and then. Nathan Dunn Movie says, also, of course, have you seen Andor Season 2, the most peak Star Wars live action season ever? If not, will you watch it before Mando and Grogu? I'm on episode 7. I'm so slow getting through it, even though I'm enjoying it. I am enjoying it, but it's like there's a lot of things I'm trying to watch for project that I want to do for the channel. And so when I have time to do that, that's what I'm watching. And right now, I don't really have a goal in mind or a project on the channel that includes Andor. Like, I thought about doing a ranking of all the Star Wars shows before Mandalorian and Grogu, but I think, honestly, I'm probably either just going to do a ranking of all the Mandalorian seasons, or the seasons and Mandalorian and Grogu, or I'm going to do season reviews, because I'm going back and rewatching The Mandalorian right now to catch up for Mandalorian and Grogu, and I'm definitely going to do something with it, but I just don't have anything in for I just saw Michael 101591. But I don't have anything in mind for the channel, including Andor. So that's kind of where I'm at with Andor. I'm still going through it. Like, I'll go back to it. I think the last episode I'm on episode 7. I think I watched episode 6 like last week sometime. So I'm looking forward to finally concluding it, but it is not on the top of my priority at the moment. And then again, I went back and binged Invincible, because Invincible season 4 was actually in the conversation more than I heard season 3 was in the conversation. So I wanted to do a video for that. So I went back and binged it. And you were a big inspiration as to why I did that. Michael 11591. Hey, Zach. What's going on, Michael? Thanks for joining, buddy. It's great to see you as always. Bring out the ketchup. That is just between you and me, my friend. That sounds dirty, and I'm going to keep it that way. If you're not watching Luke Ponto's channel, yeah, you just won't understand that. And I'm gonna keep it that way. Epictastic Joshua, hey Zach, what's going on? Epictastic Joshua, you're doing a lot of rebranding and different things on your channel. I noticed there, man. Keep it up. Keep up the great work. Nerdy with Autism says, I love your channel, Zach Milne Talks Movies. You're a great movie reviewer with a kind heart and a pretty nice guy. Keep up the hard work. Get Zach to 4,000 subscribers. I appreciate that so much, man. I really do, because honestly, like, I'll be fully transparent and honest. I get in my head so much when it comes to the channel. Like, if I'm making, like, if I make a video and I finish editing it, I just immediately think that it sucks. Like, even if I put like as much time into it as I want to, and I get it the way that I want it to be, I can be really hard on myself. I can be my worst critic. And there's times too where you know, you can just feel like, is anyone even gonna watch this? Is anyone even gonna watch this? And does anyone even care about this video and all that kind of stuff? And ultimately, it has to come back to, did I enjoy making it, and did I enjoy putting it out there? And the answer is usually always yes. There's been a couple videos where I've honestly asked that question and thought, no, I don't think this is my best work, and I've deleted the entire video and not put it out. But to hear comments like this, Nerdy Autism, it really, really, really touches me and means a lot. And it's one of the things, one of the main things that really keeps me going is knowing, like, having these words echoed in my mind when I'm about to sit down and make a video, or when I feel like, you know, I'm tired. Do I really feel like editing this video right now? Is anyone even going to watch it? And then having these words of like, people enjoy what you're doing. People like what you're doing. Yeah, it just keeps me going. It keeps this fun, and it keeps it a passion for me. So thank you so much for those words, man. They mean more to me than you will ever know. And honestly, I still get blown away every time someone says they love my channel or call me a great movie reviewer, or that this is a great channel, because it's just me. This is just me making YouTube videos, like how, you know, Nathan and Collector Movie Man and Zach Goldburn and like all these people just sit down and make YouTube videos. When you guys make your YouTube videos and how you're feeling when you're making the YouTube videos, alone in a room talking to a camera, maybe feeling a little bit ridiculous at times, that's how I feel too. Like, it's a universal feeling amongst YouTubers, I think, especially in the movie sphere, where, you know, I'm talking about I'm complaining about Super Mario Galaxy, you know, which is hilarious because I had a friend recently come to visit, and he was like, my brother, who was like 16 years old, he wanted to go see that Super Mario Galaxy movie, and I looked at him and said, dude, no, you're 16, we're not going to see that. And I just looked at my friend and went, yeah, I'm 27 years old, and I went and saw that by myself, and then I talked about it on the internet. Which I have no regrets. No regrets whatsoever. But it's just funny that the different perception and perspective that we who do this and have fun doing this, and people on the outside of this who can't understand why we do this. Like, it's like the secret little community that we all have, that we have similar experiences and feelings about. So again, just to hear you say that you love the channel, you're enjoying the stuff, it makes it worth it. It makes it more than worth it to keep going. And the fact that I'm having fun doing it, and to hear that people are having fun receiving it. I've always said this is a partnership. I make the videos, yes, but they mean nothing and they're pointless if you guys aren't watching and enjoying them. So I appreciate it so much. Thank you so much for those words, Nerdy Autism. Thank you so much for being here, by the way, Nerdy Autism. It's great to see you in the chat. I've seen you in here a couple times now, and I love having you a part of the community, man. Welcome. Nathan's Random Movies says, it's crazy to me that next month Carl Urban has both Mortal Kombat 2 and The Boys finale coming out. I actually really like season 5 so far. Yeah, I don't watch The Boys, but yeah, Carl Urban is a big selling point for a lot of people for Mortal Kombat 2, I've heard. And I've enjoyed the trailers. I'm looking forward to checking out that movie. And I hear good things about The Boys. Collective Movie Man says, Zach, did you hear about the announcement at CinemaCon? There's going to be a movie set in the Game of Thrones universe coming into theaters in 2028. I did. Aragorn's Journey or Adventure or something like that. I don't watch Game of Thrones. Way too much nudity and sex and stuff like that for me. I don't want to watch that. I do not need that in my life or in my marriage. So I don't watch Game of Thrones. No disrespect or judgment to those who do watch Game of Thrones. Totally not. But for me personally, Not for me. Zach Goldburn, what's going on, my buddy? You're back from where'd you go? Jamaica, Mexico, Hawaii? I'm not good with countries. I just saw on your Instagram that you had a very nice vacation, so I hope you had a fun time. It says, woo, I made a live. You made it, man. So happy to have you here, man. We'll have to get you back on the live, on the camera next to me. You'll have to be right here. And we'll do that again soon, man. I love having you on, but appreciate you being in the chat, man. Appreciate you being here. Zach Goldberg, Masters of the Universe is like 10 years too late. Guardians of the Galaxy and Thor is eating its milkshake. That's great. It definitely does look like it came from their bathwater. Like, I'm not even good. It looks like the lesser version of both of those things. But again, I didn't watch the show. I didn't have the action figures. To my knowledge, I didn't have the action figures. So maybe they did it first. Maybe Guardians and Thor ripped them off. But yeah, in terms of movies, seen it, been there, done it better. It could be great. Like, I'm judging a movie based off of trailers and based off of not really knowing the IP. But nothing's really blown me away with it. Nothing's really blown me away. Zach Goldburn, the Minions looks really fun. And I'm skipping Moana. Yeah. Fair enough, man. I don't blame you. Yeah, I mean, the Minions, like I said, I really liked Rise of Gru. I didn't care much for the first film, but there is some charm. There is some charm in the Minions wanting to make movies in this new one. So I might check it out. Nathan's Random Movies says, have you seen Undertone? It's a new horror movie where people either say it's a great atmospheric movie or the most boring movie of the year. As for me, I actually really liked it. I almost watched it the other day. And then I realized by the time it was over, this is going to sound so pathetic. By the time it was over, I would probably have to go to bed because it was kind of late. It was only like 9 o'clock, but it was still like an hour and a half movie and I had work the next day. Straight up, I was worried I was going to be scared. Straight up, I don't even care. I was worried that it was going to affect my sleep. As in, I wasn't going to get any if I watched that movie before bed. I don't even care. I'm 27 years old. The trailers looked frightening as heck. I didn't want to do that to my body. I didn't want to do that to work me the next day. So I'll check it out on the weekend during the daytime. I think is my plan for that one. I don't even care. That's just the truth. Zach Goldberg says, I need to watch the 2021 Mortal Kombat. Yeah, I mean, for me, it would be like a week recommend. Like, I don't think it's like, if you've got 2 hours waiting at the dentist office, that's a long wait at the dentist, but you know, if you don't have anything better to do, it's a decent 2 hours. Like, it's got enjoyable action. The story's not the best, but it's definitely better than those 90s films. I'll tell you that much. Zach Goldberg says, I'm so excited for Obsession. Yeah, a lot of people looking forward to that Obsession. A lot of people looking forward to it. And I think it looks really intriguing. I'm looking forward to it. Zach Goldberg says, excited to see Indy from Superman and Lois getting into a movie. Excited to see, I don't know who that is. Eind? From Superman and Lois getting into a movie. Excited to see. Is Superman and Lois the show from CW? So this is a character from the CW. Oh, okay. I'm assuming I'm putting this together. I think you're excited for Obsession because the character Indy from Superman and Lois is going to be an Obsession. Thus, he's getting into a movie. Did I just win at Zach Goldberg Mad Libs? Or what? Assuming that's right. I think that's right. Nathan Jet Movie says, will you see the Backrooms movie? I don't know. I was thinking of watching some of the YouTube shorts for the channel, like doing reactions to them before the movie. Because I don't know anything about the movie. I just know that it's based off of these YouTube shorts. But I don't know. Maybe. I'm kind of hesitant though to do things ever since. So is Backroom, my question this is for me, my personal question, and where I live, is Backrooms going to be popular and big enough and a big enough wide release that my theater is going to take it, because I planned to do a ranking of all of Gore Verbinski movies leading up to Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. And I got through all his movies and I got things prepped and ready to go for the video. And then my theater never took it. My theater never played Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. So the video kind of died after that, because by the time I could watch Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, no one's talking about it anymore. So the video's not really going to do as well as it could have. So ever since that happened earlier this year, I've been kind of playing it safe with what I decide to pick. Like, I know Disclosure Day is going to come to my theater. So doing all Steven Spielberg movies, that's worth putting the time into. I know the Odyssey is coming, so I know I can do all the Christopher Nolan films. But I don't know if Backrooms is going to come to my theater. So do I put in the time and energy to do the reactions leading up to the movie, only for the movie to never happen? I don't know. So maybe. The answer is maybe. If it comes to my theater, maybe. Epictastic Joshua says, I'm excited for the Odyssey, hoping it's a return to blockbuster historical epics. It's been a while since we had one. It's been a while since we had one that was good. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Collective Movement says, Zach, did you get my... Oh, that's a personal thing. Zach Goldburn says, Scary Movie 6 looks bad. Jokes are like 10 years old. Yeah, I'm finding it really hard to get any kind of interest in that movie. I really am. And like, I feel like such an outcast, and it's nice to hear you say this, Zach. And I think we've talked about this actually on air, so I think we share the same opinion. But it's nice to not be alone, because I look out on the interwebs and I feel alone, because people are really excited for this, and all the more power to them. All the more power to them. I'm glad people are excited. If you're a fan of the franchise, I hope it delivers. I just don't think I am. Epictastic Joshua says, Toy Story 5, I have no interest. The franchise for me ended with the third and the fourth film, and nothing from the trailers or ideas have me interested. That's fair. That's completely fair. I personally, I think it looks great. I think it looks really, really, really delightful. And I hope they can pull it off. I really do. Because like I said, one day we will get a bad Toy Story movie. I just hope this isn't it. Zach Goldburn says, I just saw a reviewer I trust give it a 10 out of 10. The Sheep Detectives, a 10 out of 10. Who's this reviewer you trust? Do I trust them? That's my opinion. Let me know who this reviewer is. Do I trust them? Or is it an influencer who got invited to the screening and is just wants to get invited back? I don't know. A 10 out of 10, that's good. I mean, the studio head at CinemaCon apparently was raving about it. It's got Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman doesn't have his shy pick of projects. He can do whatever he wants. So there must be something in there that was worth doing. Nerdy Autism says, wait, why would you not care? Why would you care less? What? You could not care less for Scary Movie 6? I'm hyped for Scary Movie 6. It'll be a checkout for me personally. Sorry, just my opinion. You don't have to apologize. I'm glad that you're excited. I'm glad that you want to check it out. That's awesome. It just personally didn't work for me. The parody movie I'm looking forward to is Spaceballs 2. That I am nervous for Spaceballs 2. I'm very apprehensive about it. But at the same time, that's going to be the movie that's going to be my parody movie. Is next year Spaceballs 2. Spaceballs could arguably be my favorite parody movie of all time. And I hope the sequel delivers. I really do. I hope the sequel delivers. But as far as Scary Movie goes, it's just not my thing. Epictastic Joshua says, Brand New Day, definitely a must-see. 100%. 100% agree with you, my friend. Cannot wait for Spider-Man Brand New Day. Nathan Movie says, are you going to watch the Spider Noir show, which comes out the week after The Boys finale? Amazon is stacked this year. Heck yeah, I'm watching Spider Noir. I'm not going to lie, though. I had no idea when it was coming out. It comes out a week after The Boys finale. So what's that, like? Is that 2 or 3 weeks from now? That next month? Does it come out? When does it come out? The end of May? I'm excited 100% for Spider Noir. I've always wanted, like, especially after they did like the Flash and stuff on CW, I've always wanted a live action Spider-Man series. This isn't quite how I envisioned that live action series to be, But regardless, we're getting a live action Spider-Man series starring Nicolas Cage. Heck yeah, I'm gonna be there every week. Speaking of every week, how good is Daredevil season 2? Am I the only one who thinks that Daredevil season 2 is like probably surpassed Daredevil season 2 on Netflix? And Daredevil Born Again season 2, I think, is up there with Netflix. I'm really liking Daredevil season 2. I've been making sure to make that a priority every week. I've just been so excited every Tuesday to watch that. Epitastic Joshua says next summer we get more Spidey with Beyond the Spider-Verse. Hopefully that's true. They've delayed this movie like 500,000 times. And I hope that it's true that we're going to get it, because I really want to see it. And I do think we will. I do think we'll get it next summer. They've had more than enough time. When did Across the Spider-Verse was 2023. It's been like it's going to be 4 years. 4 years in between films when this comes out. It's about time that they come out with it. The Laser says, I am eating an entire rotisserie chicken for the stream. That, man, I respect that. That's awesome. That is awesome. I'm very honored. I'm honored that you would enjoy the stream and eat rotisserie chicken with me. Epictastic Joshua says, I'm very curious to see how Sadie's character will be. Will be. I mean, at this point, everyone thinks she's Jean Grey, right? So she's probably Jean Grey. I would at this point I would be pretty shocked if she was anyone else but Jean Grey, if I'm being honest. Epitaxi Joshua, Supergirl, I'm very excited for it as a fan of the 2025 Superman film. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It looks good. I've heard complaints from people about it, and I get it. Like, it does feel a bit James Gunny. It does look a little bit like Guardians of the Galaxy. But like, I like Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't want everything to feel like Guardians of the Galaxy, but I like Guardians of the Galaxy. So why should I be upset if Supergirl kind of looks like Guardians of the Galaxy if that's what I like? But I get it, because you want it to have a different flavor than Gunn gives. And you don't want I'll tell you one thing though. The people who are worried that Supergirl is an indicator that the entire DCU is going to feel like James Gunn, Clayface came out and smacked them right in the face with that trailer. Oh, that teaser was so good. So good. I'm excited for the DCU. I'm getting more and more excited for it. Nathan Jar Movie says excited for the new Hunger Games movie. I think the franchise is still going strong. Honestly, I've got to go back and watch the Hunger Games films, because I think sitting down and actually watching, I've only seen the first and the second. I think Mockingjay parts 1 and part 2, I kind of watched with like a side eye, or I came in and out of the room while watching it, so I only saw like bits and pieces. And I saw the ending. I know how Mockingjay part 2 ends, but I never saw the Songbird of Snakes and Ladders, or whatever the freaking last movie they put out was called. So that might be one that I watch leading up to that movie. I honestly, they'd probably be like first time watches for me at this point. Zach Goldburn says, I'm very mixed on the trailers for Supergirl. The comic is dope. Yeah, I'm really enjoying the comic. I'm probably I'm just about halfway through it, I think I would say. I'm definitely going to get all the way through it by the time Supergirl comes out. But I've been enjoying the trailers. I just have. Epictastic Joshua says, I hear the comic is great. So far, it's really good. Zach Goldberg says, I like the toys versus tech themes. That's for Toy Story 5. Me too. Like I said, I'm so curious to see how they're going to tackle it and the message that they're going to get across. Collective Movie Man says, these are my last 16 movies to see in theaters. So you're only seeing 16 more for the whole year? Okay. So you got The Odyssey, Dune Part 3. Oh, so excited for Dune Part 3. Disclosure Day, Hunger Games Sunrise on the Reaping. That's what the new one's called. Supergirl, He-Man, Masters of the Universe. Where's the rest of your list here? Digger, Toy Story. Scary Movie 6, Spider-Man 4, Avengers Doomsday. Wow. Is this ranked by excitement? Because Avengers Doomsday at 9? That's kind of low. Mortal Kombat 2, Mandalorian and Grogu. Digger, Toy Story 5, Clayface, Werewolf, and Social Reckoning. Nice. I forget that Clayface is this year. That's insane to me. I feel like that thing was greenlit yesterday. Nathan's Random Movies, thoughts on Andrew Stanton revealing that Pixar has potential plans for Toy Story 6 and 7. I kind of hate it because I feel like now Toy Story is starting to become Fast and Furious for Pixar. Like I said, eventually we'll get a bad one, and I don't want them to milk it. I want them to have creative vision. Like if this is if Toy Story 5 starts a trilogy of like toys versus tech storytelling from 6 and 7, maybe I'll be more into it. Because they'll have a plan and an idea that they want to tell, but honestly, it doesn't sound like it's creatively driven. It sounds like it's money driven at this point, and that's how you're gonna get a bad one, which sucks. Nerdy with Autism says I had a Chick-fil-A for dinner tonight. So yummy. I've never had Chick-fil-A. I don't have Chick-fil-A where I live. I don't know if Chick-fil-A is in Canada. I don't know if it is, but it's not in my city. Zach Goldman says maybe Holcomb and Leviticus. You can check out the trailers. Oh yeah, I definitely will. And I read IMDb Parents Guide for stuff like that too. Let's see here. Nathan John Movie says Ridley Scott's new movie The Dog Stars comes out this summer. I haven't seen anything from that. So I'll have to watch a trailer before I have an opinion on that. Because I will say this though, Ridley Scott not impressing me much lately. What was the last movie he did? Was the last movie he did Gladiator 2? Gladiator 2 was okay, but Napoleon before that was awful. I did like The Last Night though. I thought The Last Night was underrated. But yeah, Ridley. What was that? The last movie he did? Ridley Scott was Gladiator 2. I don't know. Ridley Scott's just such a hit and miss for me. Nathan's Random Movies favorite superhero TV show of all time. Oh, that's a good question. See, I want to say The Flash, but I fell off The Flash around season 7. I didn't watch season 8 or season 9, so I can't really say that's my favorite. If I could stop at like season 4 or 5 for The Flash, I could say that's my favorite. That is the one that's coming to mind the most, though. I don't know. WandaVision. I got to think of the Disney Plus stuff too. WandaVision is up there. Daredevil. It's probably Daredevil or the Penguin, but the Penguin's not really a superhero. I'm gonna go with Daredevil. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Daredevil because the Netflix show is just perfection, near perfection. I even like the Defenders. Defenders got a bad rap. I like the Defenders. I kind of wish they did another season of that. Apparently the Defenders are coming back for season 3 of Daredevil Born Again, so I'm excited for that. Yeah, Daredevil. It'd be Daredevil because I loved all 3 seasons of Daredevil. I really liked season 1 of Daredevil Born Again, but I'm loving Daredevil Born Again season 2. So it's Daredevil, 100%. Have you seen that with T? What's going on, buddy? He says, hey, Zach. Hey, what's going on, T? Glad to see you in here, my friend. Good to talk movies with you. Nathan John Movie says, In the Gray, Guy Ritchie's new film comes out in a couple weeks. I might not see it, though. Yeah, I'll have to look that one up. I didn't even know that wasn't even on my radar. Have you seen that with T? Says, great to see you live again. Great to be live again. I'll be straight up honest. I wanted to do a couple more live streams in April. I had plans to. And then my Wednesdays just kind of got filled up and busy, and I got tired and I was busy. And so I just, I kind of put them off a little bit, but not tonight. We're doing it. We're here. We're having a good old time. And I hope to do more very soon. Nerdy with Autism says the full audiobook for Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone is free. It's free on YouTube. I almost paid $32 for that on iTunes or whatever you call it. Apple Books. I don't know what they call their stuff anymore. Okay, good to know. Good to know. I may or may not use that information to my advantage. Let's see here. We did a jump. There we go. Daily Reacts TV. What's going on, dude? It's been a minute. Says, hey, how you doing today? I saw Michael last night and I freaking loved it as a Michael Jackson fan. That's awesome, dude. I'm glad you loved it. I really liked it. Honestly, it got me to go back and listen to Michael Jackson music. I actually listened to, I would say I didn't fully get through his or posthumous albums. I didn't get through Michael or Escape, and I think I got a couple more songs to listen to on Invincible, but I listened to pretty much all of his albums in the last week or so. And he was we don't have anyone like him today. And that's not like a hot take to say. Like people are like, duh, Zach. Yeah. Oh, there's no one like Michael Jackson today. Yeah, that's a dumb thing to say. Everyone knows that. But like for me, like I've always known the hits. Like I've been a very casual Michael Jackson fan, and I'm talking. I went all the way back to whatever his first album was called with Motown. We got there. Ben, Forever Michael. There was one other one in there. I think he did 4. Before you even get into like Off the Wall, Thriller, and all those ones, I listened to all of it. And even like I went back to some of the Jackson 5 and some of the Jacksons. But it was just sensational, just phenomenal. And I found a couple songs that I added to my favorites playlist that I hadn't heard before. So yeah, I became a pretty big Michael Jackson fan after watching the movie, to be honest with you. Which is one of the things I love about biopics is learning more about the story of these artists that I only hear their hits on the radio, and then getting invested enough to go back and like indulge into the rest of their stuff. So yeah, that's the best thing to come out of Michael for me, is that I got to rediscover all this great music from one of the greats. Collective Movie Man says I only have 2 shows left to watch for the year. What shows are those? And why don't you want to watch more than 2? The year's still young. It's only gonna be May. What, tomorrow? No, 2 days. It's gonna be May in 2 days. And you only want to watch 2 more shows? Okay, that's fine. What are they? Do you have them in here? I don't think you have them in here. Let me know what they are. What are your last 2 shows that you want to watch? Daily Reacts TV says, yes, I got my account back. Well, that's awesome. I'm sorry you lost your account, but that's great that you got it back, man. It's good to see you in here again. And we missed you around here. It's great to have you back. Daily Reacts says, also, did you like my Ninjago casting as you as the sensei? Yeah, I did see that. I loved it. I showed my wife and she laughed out loud. It was great. We had a good one over that. Thank you so much, man. Again, that's another thing too. I must point out, people send me things where they've like included, like Toxic Gamer puts me in, like he made an avatar of me in his wrestling game, and that's what what, like you cared enough to make an avatar of me so you could play me in your wrestling game? Like, that's mind-blowing to me. That's a flex, though. I tell people about that. Like, I'm just straight up being honest. I don't even think Toxic Gamer's in here tonight. But I tell people, I say, you know what, there's somebody who I've never met who plays me as in their video game. And they go, what? And I'm like, yeah, my channel's pretty popular. It's really not. But but that's cool. And that's one of those things too, like showing my wife that kind of stuff where it's like, look what this viewer did of me, or made of me, or included me in. And she sometimes goes like, wow, people care enough about you to do that. I'm like, I know, it's weird. But it's so cool. So I yeah, thank you so much, man. That really tickled us. And I got a kick out of it. We got a kick out of it, and it was so cool. And I'm just humbled and honored that you even thought of and put the time into doing something with me like that. That's really, really cool. The Ace Avenue Cineverse says, thanks, Zach. This is the first time I commented from this channel, and I wanted to make it yours. Oh, dude, I'm so honored. I'll be making a big announcement and moving the content over next week. Well, there you go, guys. Next week, the Ace Avenue Cineverse is the place to be. Go check it out. Collective Movie Man says, my last 3 TV shows after Daredevil and Darth Maul. Actually, I've been watching, I watched all the way up to episode 6 with my brother, Darth Maul, because I was over at his place and he wanted to watch the show with me. Very short episodes. They're like 20 minutes, and then, you know, with credits. So we binged those really fast. And while I didn't like get hooked on it as much as like the hardcore Clone Wars, Star Wars fans got hooked on it, it's a really good story. It's a really good story. And I like what they were doing with the Jedi characters. The cop character became more interesting as the show went on. I only watched up to episode 6 with the stuff going down with the Empire, which again was great. I might actually finish it though. Like before I watched it at my brother's, I thought, not even gonna bother with Darth Maul. Didn't really watch Clone Wars, didn't watch Rebels, don't really know the continuity of the story. But it's good. It's good. Red Pill. This is from Nathan's Random Movies. Red Pill. Doomsday, Disclosure Day, Odyssey, Supergirl. Blue Pill. Darn you, Nathan. You put in Brand New Day, Clayface, Toy Story 5, Mando, and Grogu. So which pill am I taking? I'm assuming this is you can watch these ones but not watch the others kind of question. Okay, well let's break this down. Let's do this mathematically. That's probably not the right term for this, but let's do this. Okay. This is red pill, this is blue pill. All right, how many you got in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there's 5 each. 2, 4. There's only 4 in red pill. Okay, whatever. This is red pill. This is blue pill. So let's go through it, all right? Would I rather watch Doomsday or Brand New Day? What did I say? This was red pill? Doomsday. Doomsday, I would rather watch. Would I rather watch Disclosure Day or Clayface? Damn, Nathan, this is a good one. I'm going with Clayface. I'm going blue pill. I kind of want to see Clayface. Okay, am I going Odyssey or Toy Story 5? I'm going Odyssey. Oh, I guess there is only 4 in both. Okay, so it comes down to Supergirl or Mando. And I'm going with Supergirl over Mando. So there you have it. I can't believe I'm going to have to miss Brand New Day. No. Yeah, I'm going to have to miss Brand New Day and Toy Story 5 and Clay. But yeah, I would take the red pill. I'm more so looking forward to the ones in the red pill. So there you go. That one kind of tore me apart a little bit there, Nathan. Collective Movie Man says House of the Dragon and Dune Prophecy and Silo. Oh, okay, those are the 3 that you're gonna watch next. Awesome, man. I'm gonna be honest, I don't watch any of those, but I hope you enjoy. Daily React says, how do you feel about TMNT The Last Ronin movie being shouted? I think you mean shelved. Disappointed, like extremely disappointed. Look, you're talking to someone. If I could pull this out, it would be really dramatic. What the heck did I do with it? Oh, okay. Here we go. Pretend my brain didn't just freeze. Okay? You're talking to someone who has wanted Ninja Turtle content to stay Nickelodeon, sure, but also have some adult, more mature turtle stories for those who grew up with, not just me, those people who are older than me that grew up with the turtles, but I grew up with the turtles too. So I've been wanting a more gritty adult turtles movie for a really long time. And you're talking to someone who doesn't really even read comics, but when they announced The Last Ronin was going to get made into a live action film, I purchased this day one that they announced that. I was so amped to get into this and then to see the movie. So yeah, I'm disappointed. I'm incredibly disappointed. I'm glad it's not like fully canceled, like it's shelved. Like they're not saying they'll never do it, but it is looking unlikely that they're going to do it. So that makes me disappointed. Just like I'm disappointed that they did this Paramount like Investors Day back in 2021 and announced that we were going to get like this R-rated Shredder movie, and that never came about either. Paramount's a bunch of liars. And now they own Warner Brothers. The 8th Avenue Cineverse says, which character will you be most upset by if they get killed off in Doomsday? I guess that's based off of the characters that have been announced, because technically Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man isn't announced. Heavily rumored and speculated he's going to be in the movie, but not announced. So I got to kick him out. But I would be very disappointed or devastated if they killed him in Doomsday. Of the characters that are in Doomsday, I'd be upset if they killed Cap, because I'm not against Steve Rogers coming back for Doomsday. In fact, I think it makes a lot of sense for the story they're telling. he went back, he created a new timeline, and there's incursions and a bunch of timeline problems. Of course, Steve Rogers is going to be involved in this story. He's part of the main issue with the story. He needs to be there, in my opinion. But I love the way his story ended with him dancing with Peggy at the end of Endgame. And if I have to sacrifice that great ending for him to watch him die in Doomsday, that would upset me. That would upset. I would not be happy about that. I'm expecting most of the X-Men characters to die, which I'm not thrilled about. I don't want you to bring them back just to kill them off, but it seems like that's how they're most likely going to be used. So I'm kind of expecting that. I'm not going to lie, there's not too many other characters that I'm super emotionally invested in that I'd be upset. I'd be upset if they killed Shang-Chi, because you can't just give that guy one movie and then have him in an Avengers movie and then kill him in that Avengers movie. That would bother. That would make me upset. I wouldn't like that at all. But yeah, I think Steve Rogers is my number one pick. Nathan Van Ruby says, thoughts on Invincible, brain rot, and memes. Not familiar. I'm sorry, I don't have thoughts. I'm not familiar with what that is, and I haven't really seen Invincible memes. Zach Goldberg says Invincible is incredible. It really is. It's really incredible. Nathan Van Ruby says Goat Paul versus Thrag. Who wins in a fight? Debbie's boyfriend Paul. People love that Paul. Come on, Thrag. Thrag won't give no craps about Paul. He's gonna rip Paul apart. He's going to invade Paul's life, pretend to be his friend, get a job where he works, be his co-worker, and then just rip him to pieces. He won't give a crap. Zach Goldberg says one of the best comic book adaptations we've gotten. One of the best. Oh, Invincible is what you're talking about. One of the best comic book adaptations we've gotten is Invincible. I haven't read the comics, but I hear it's very, very faithful to the comics. So that's awesome, and it does make me want to read them. I'll be honest. The show makes me want to go and read them. Nathan Jenner Movie says, which do you think is better, Invincible or Daredevil? Well, they're very different shows. Like, I don't discredit the work that gets done in animation form, but I do think it's easier to control the environment and the execution in animation than live action. I think it's much trickier to make a live action show or movie than it is animated, because you can literally program and make the animation the exact way you want it to be. Whereas with live action, you got to work with the environment and real life stuff. So personally, I go Daredevil. It resonates with me more. I get more emotionally invested in Daredevil. I get emotionally invested in Invincible too. One of the things I love about Invincible is the characters and the dynamics, and how the dynamics kind of shift and change through each season. But when it comes to like the drama and the intensity and the feud between Matt and Wilson and all that, Wilson and Fisk, Daredevil stays with me longer. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Daredevil. Daredevil is my favorite. Nathan Red Movie says, thoughts on the Avatar movie leaking. Will you watch it? Will I watch the leak? I won't watch the leak. My thoughts on it is, this is something that has been happening a little bit more and more lately. I think even the Minions movie got leaked, or at least the audio did. And I mean, like with all the technology that we have today and methods people have, it's kind of a mystery as to why more things don't get leaked and stolen. I think the guy facing 7 years of prison is I don't want to say it's a bit harsh. I just the balance of why people go to prison is always kind of weird to me, where it's like, I feel bad in the sense that if this guy has never had a criminal record before and he took the Avatar movie and he threw it online, and now he's going to prison where people have literally like killed people or done worse things to people, than this guy who just leaked the movie online. I feel bad that he's rubbing shoulders now with those people, but at the same time, it's a crime. He stole the movie. He put it out on the internet. It was stolen property. So there does need to be repercussions for it. I do believe that. Community service or even a year in prison or 6 months or something. I think 7 years is a bit much, but I probably won't watch it, to answer your question. Only because I have only seen a handful of Avatar animated episodes back when I was younger. It was not a show that I watched religiously. I had a lot of friends who were really into it, but I personally didn't really get into it. I've been told numerous times to go back and watch it, and maybe one day I will. But for that reason, I probably won't watch the movie because I don't really have any relationship to. I've always thought of watching M. Night Shyamalan's Avatar movie, though. As someone who doesn't watch the show and doesn't really have any context, I wonder if I would like it. I've always wondered that. Maybe one day I'll find out. Nathan Random Movies says, oh boy, another one. Red Pill. Spielberg's and Paul Thomas Anderson movies, Blue Pill, Nolan's and Fincher's movies. That is a really great pairing because I love Spielberg, but I don't love Paul Thomas Anderson. And I love Nolan, but I don't love Fincher. Well, I have to see more of Fincher's stuff. I think I've only really seen his hits. I don't think I've seen like his full filmography to really get a good sense of if I love it. I gotta go with Red Pill though, because losing Nolan means I lose The Dark Knight, means I lose Oppenheimer, Inception. I lose a lot of great stuff. Interstellar, I really love. But Spielberg, I lose way more with Spielberg than I do with Nolan. I lose the Indiana Jones trilogy. I lose Jaws, one of my favorite movies of all time. I lose E.T. I just lose too much that I've loved for so long from Spielberg. So I got to go with Red Pill, and I got to lose Nolan and Fincher movies. The Laser says, when I record, I know I sound goofy when I'm talking to the camera and people can hear me, but really I don't care. All that matters, I don't care all that much because my family is very supportive of my channel. Yeah, no, my family is very supportive. My wife is beyond supportive. She's phenomenal. But when I was living at home, because I started this channel back in 2019, been doing this for 7 years, and when I was doing it at home, that was like my family was supportive, but they were supportive to like, you like doing this, we'll let you do it. Like if I needed them to be quiet, like because my siblings' rooms, I shot in my bedroom a lot of the time, so my siblings' room was wall to wall, and sometimes I'd have to tell them to be quiet. I'm shooting a video, and they would be respectful sometimes. But there was also some like mockery and jokes and stuff thrown my way, especially when I was doing it at home, and there was a little self-consciousness to it as well, especially like if I flubbed or messed up and had to restart, I'd hear from the other end of the wall mocking and mocking my flubs and repeating after me. And there was especially when you're starting out, I felt very like sensitive to all that kind of stuff. Still kind of do sometimes. But I totally relate to that, is what I'm saying. Like, definitely have been times where I've heard snickering in the other room when I was at home, kind of thing. When I was recording a video and they could hear what I was saying. It's definitely, I'll say this. It's been better since I've been on my own. Well, I mean, I'm married, so I'm not on my own, but have my own place, have my own space makes it a lot easier. 100%. There we go. Zach Goldberg was in Mexico, Honduras, and Belize. That place. He was in Belize. That's awesome. I hope you had a good time, man. The pictures look great. Like your Instagram, you were thriving. Daily React says, sorry for not coming to your streams or commenting on your videos for a while. I've been dealing with a lot of mental stuff and family troubles. You don't have to apologize at all, man. We've all got stuff going on. I don't expect anyone to come to these or to comment on my videos or to watch my videos. It's always a pleasant surprise and a very humbling honor when people do comment and when they do watch and when I see a view count go up. Which, by the way, thank you guys so much for all of the support on the Michael review. That's doing really well for my channel. I think it just crossed 400 views. And usually my reviews, and not complaining, but usually the ceiling on my reviews are like 200 average, I would say 200 views. It's really, really hard for my videos to crack over 200 views. So the fact that Michael crossed 400, that means a lot to me. That was really cool. So thank you everyone who gave support on that. That Goldburn like the bathwater comment. Thanks, man. Michael Entity says Obsession is my number 2 of my most anticipated, but my number 1 is I Play Rocky. Very excited for Sly's story told. I'm very excited for that too. And it sounds like I was worried because it didn't look like Sylvester Stallone was involved in the making of that movie, which I thought was odd, but it looks like he's going to be now. So that's good. When does that come out? Is that this year? I want to say that's next year, but is that this year? If it's this year, it moves up the list for sure. Zach Goldburn says Indy Navarrete was in Superman and Lois, and she's... Oh, it's a girl. I've been picturing a guy. I'm sorry. I don't know why. Now that you say that, it does look like a feminine name, I guess. I don't know. But she's playing the obsessed girl in Obsession. You did good, though. Thank you. I almost passed the Mad Libs. Dakota Man Movies, what's going on, Dakota? Thanks for joining, buddy. Says, hey Zach, how's it been? Have you seen the trailer for The Passengers? Saw it in front of Scream 7 and became hyped for it. Yep, saw that in front of Scream 7 as well, and it freaked me out. That was the scariest part of Scream 7. When the way that they executed that was brilliant. How he keeps driving by and it pans to the hitchhiker, and then it does that pan and he's in the car. That freaked me out. That was really well done. I'm very curious about that movie. Zach Goldburn says, do A24 films usually come to your theater? Hit and miss. Because wasn't Iron Claw A24? I want to say Iron Claw was A24. That came to my theater. I think the Smashing Machine, was that A24? I feel like the Smashing Machine might have been A24, and that came to my theater. But another A24, The Legend of Ochi, that did not come to my theater. Can't think of any other A24 movies off my head, but yeah, it's mixed. It's hit and miss. Look, I was baffled my theater took Shelby Oaks. Like, that's as small as you... That's a small movie as you can... My theater didn't even take Iron Lung. The, what was that? The Markiplier movie? Iron Lung wasn't playing... But they took Shelby Oaks. Not complaining, just baffled. That was really, really confusing. The Laser says, I almost finished the chicken and I'm full, but I'm having a great time on the stream. Me too, man. I'm so glad you're having a good time, man. It's great to have you here, and I hope that chicken's going down well. Have you seen that? What T says, The Sheep Detectives actually looks really fun. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a surprise. I think it's gonna be a pleasant surprise, honestly, with what the studio head was saying, and Zach Goldburn was saying that there's a reviewer he trusts that really liked it. So I'm maybe I'll have to move that up on the list. Maybe I'll have to change that to a will check out. Nerdy Autism says, I would love to be on screen in your live streams Q&A sometime soon. Do you have a channel I can check out? I like to look at people's... I think you do. I think I've been on your channel before. I like to check out people's videos, gotta get a camaraderie going before I bring them on screen. I don't usually bring people on screen that I haven't talked to personally off screen. It's very rare that I'll do that. Also some like yeah. We'll talk, man. We'll talk. Zach Goldburn says, talk of the Town Sends are the reviewers. They said it's funny, surprisingly emotional, and the mystery was actually good. Okay. I'm not familiar with Talk of the Town Sends. I'll be honest with you. I'm not familiar with that, but I'll check them out. I'll see what they had to say, and I'll check out some of their other reviews to see where I lie with them. Zach Goldburn says, have you seen The Drama? No, I'm waiting for streaming. I'm waiting for that to come out. I think it comes out pretty soon. Is that even playing? I don't even know if that's at my theater, to be honest with you. I heard mixed things about it. I heard people say it's really, really good, and I heard some people say it wasn't good at all. So, I missed it the weekend that it came out. I think I was out of town the weekend it came out, and so I'll just wait for streaming at this point. Collect Movement says, Zach, did you hear the people at CinemaCon got to see 6 minutes of footage of Spaceballs 2? I did indeed, and I'm gonna mention what you're about to talk about, so I'll just go to your comment. John Campia and Robert were talking about it on their live stream from CinemaCon, and they were mentioning this one joke they saw, and everyone in the theater died laughing. Yeah, I watched John Campia's CinemaCon coverage. He always does a great job with that. I really enjoy it. But I was so jealous of all the things they saw. Odyssey, Disclosure, to even the Doomsday trailer. I'm going to be honest. I was most jealous that they got to see that much of Spaceballs 2. I was hanging on to every word because I want this to be good so bad. Not just because I love Spaceballs, but because there's so much to mine here. There's so much opportunity with what's happened with the Star Wars fandom, what's going on with Star Trek, what's happening with sci-fi movies in general, the Predator coming back, the Avatar films. There's so much gold here. There's so much potential for gold, and I want them to mine it. I want them to find it. I want them to display it on screen. It could be really, really good, really special. Rick Moranis is coming back, like out of retirement, basically, to do Dark Helmet again. Yeah, of all the things that they saw, I think the most jealous I was is that they saw some of Spaceballs 2. Not even gonna lie. Collective Movie Man says, did you hear that Daredevil Season 2 viewership has dropped by 50%? Yes, and it makes me very glad that they've already got a Season 3, and they're already shooting Season 3, because I'm doubtful we're gonna get past Season 4. And that kills me to say. But if Daredevil Born Again is not bringing in the viewership, they're going to have to cancel it. And I heard that Season 1's viewership was already lower than expected, especially for how beloved the Netflix show was. And so the fact that that dropped by half, I don't even know if they've greenlit a Season 4 yet. I'm honestly it could go either way. They could greenlight a Season 4 and call it, this is the final season, end your story. Or they might not even get to Season 4. Season 3 might be it. So I'm glad I know for sure that Season 3 is coming, because like I said, I'm loving Season 2. Season 2 has been, last night's episode. I won't spoil it for those who haven't watched it, but the ending of that episode, it hurt. What they did hurt, because what they did to a character I really began to like, it hurt. It disappoints me that a show this good is not getting recognition, but Season 1, they had so many problems with the production. They were not going to connect it to Netflix at all. Realized that was a mistake and changed that halfway through. You could feel that when you watched it. Season 2 has been consistent. It feels like we're jumping right off of the Netflix Daredevil, and this is just a continuation of, and they're mentioning so much more from previous Netflix seasons. They're really tying it all together more than Season 1 did. So I'm weary that we're going to get a Season 4. But I hope that it doesn't get canceled. I hope they're able to end the story, is my biggest hope. Have you seen that what T says? This has been a great season of Daredevil. I 100% agree with you, T. I 100%. It's been so much better than Season 1, and I really liked Season 1. And I think if I were to rank it currently, it would go, and I think this is kind of switched for me. I think Season 3 of Netflix is number 1, then Season 1, then Daredevil Born Again Season 2, then Netflix Season 2, and then Daredevil Season 1. I think that's how I would rank it. I might put Daredevil Season 1 above Daredevil Netflix Season 2, but at the moment, that's how I would rank it. Like, it's my third favorite season so far. Collective Movie Man says Doomsday is that low. I'm not excited until I see the trailer. If the trailer sells me, then I'll be excited for it. Hey, I heard the description of what they saw at CinemaCon, and it sounds like it's gonna get me excited. Collective Movie Man says the only thing that I've liked that's been Marvel so far is Daredevil, Born Again, Thunderbolts, and Fantastic Four. How far back are you going? I guess you're only talking about the recent. I mean, they're on a roll though. You have to admit, like, from Thunderbolts to Fantastic Four to Daredevil Born Again, like they're on a roll, which you want to see. And then we got Spider-Man Brand New Day. The Punisher special looks really good too. That comes out, I think, the week after season 2 finished. This is the year of Marvel. This is the year of Marvel. It's back, baby. I'm excited. I'm liking it. I think this is gonna be a great year for them. Collective Movie Man says, I hated Gladiator 2. I actually liked Napoleon better than Gladiator 2. To each their own, my friend. I'm glad you liked Napoleon more than I did. Because I really did not like that movie. Nerdy Autism says, I never seen Spaceballs. You gotta check it out. You gotta check it out. I don't know. It's I grew up watching it with my grandpa who loved it. So he kind of passed that love over to me. Because it's an older movie. It came out in I want to say 87. I want to say 87 it came out. So it's a little bit older, but I think it holds up because Star Wars has endured in pulp culture, and a lot of it is Star Wars based. So the fact that Star Wars held up is kind of why Spaceballs holds up. And there's other parodies in there from the sci-fi movies of that era too. So I'm saying it's worth a watch. I'm saying it's worth a watch. I loved it. Collective Movie Man says Daredevil and Jessica Jones are my favorite superhero shows. I liked Jessica Jones season 1 quite a bit. I don't know why I never continued with it. I think I just ran out of time and just like didn't prioritize it. But I never saw season 2 or 3. And there's some things in Daredevil Born Again season 2 because it's been shown in the trailer, so it's not spoiling it. Jessica Jones is in season 2, and there's things they say and there's things they do that allude to things that I might have missed in the later seasons of Jessica Jones. So I might have to go back and rewatch that to really get the full grasp of what they're talking about. The Laser says, I got a lot of Toy Story 5 merch recently. I see my house footage. The delivery man was smiling in laughter at how many packages there were. I also have a remote control bullseye on the way. Dude, you got to do some unboxings. You got to do some videos showcasing all of your Toy Story 5 merch, all the stuff you got going. I want to see that remote control bullseye in action, dude. That sounds awesome. Nathan John Movie says, best and worst movie of the year. For me, it's Project Hail Mary and this movie called Thrash. I saw Thrash. I watched Thrash on my lunch break. And I was very disappointed with it. It was crawl. Like, I know I'm not the only person to point this out, and I don't usually like to judge a movie based off of, well, that movie was just this movie. But it was straight up crawl. Like, it was just take the alligators out, put in the sharks, and it's crawl. And it also, like, had such a small cast that there was not enough to do the shark carnage that you really wanted. I was very disappointed with the movie. I thought it was terrible. Well, I mean, I can answer this actually pretty easily because I don't even have to remember. I can just go to because I've been doing ranking. This is something new I'm trying on the channel, and I don't know if you guys are liking it or not liking it or whatever. But I've been ranking the movies as I go along this year after I review them. So at the moment, these are all the 2026 movies I've seen, and I guess based on this, it's a little small. I don't know why it's so small. Based off this, my favorite movie is Project Hail Mary. That checks out. I love Project Hail Mary. I don't know if a movie's going to beat that this year. I really don't know if a movie is going to be better than Project Hail Mary for me. I was swept away by that film. I cannot wait to show my wife that film. I'm counting down the days when I can buy it and watch it with her. And I guess based off this, my least favorite movie would be Silent Hill. What was it called? Silent Hill Revelation or whatever it was called. That movie almost put me to sleep. I'm not even gonna lie. I almost fell asleep during Silent Hill. I was watching that. Maybe it was my fault. I was watching it at like 10 o'clock at night, and I had to be up early the next day. But I hated this movie. Yeah, I hated Silent Hill. At the moment, I have it as my least favorite because this is ranked in order of this is best, this is worst, and so this is best, and this is worst. So I did not like Silent Hill. So my best, Project Hail Mary. My least favorite, Silent Hill. And honestly, I'm glad I looked at that. Otherwise, I would not have remembered that I even watched Silent Hill. I totally forgot I even watched that. So there you go. All right. Zach Goldberg, what's your top 10 movies you've seen this year, including old films? I've watched so many old films, including old films. I can't do that, man. I cannot do that. I've watched so much freaking stuff. Yeah, I don't even know. Okay. I'll give you an idea of what I'm talking about here. If I can get to, I move my keyboard here. Boxed. Go to my letterbox here. What? Why am I signed out? All right. If I can't find myself, then what am I looking for here? I'm looking for my account. Where am I? There I am. Okay. Just give you an idea of how hard this is. And granted, I haven't watched all of these movies because some of them I've just seen so many times, so it's easy to write up reviews for them. But I've been trying to keep track of everything I've watched, and I've been trying to challenge myself by writing a diary for every movie I've watched this year. So to give you an idea of how hard this question is to answer for me, Zach. Why is it gone? Where did it go? Oh, well, there it is. Okay, here we go. Take a look at this. Take a look at this. This is my entries for the movies that I've been documenting this year. So to pick a top 10 for this year, including old films, that's a little hard for me to do. I will say this: Project Hail Mary's in there. And it keeps going. Lifeboat's underrated. I don't know if I'd put it in the top 10 of this year. Old movie. I was on an Alfred Hitchcock kick. And then his movies got kind of hard and it got expensive to keep renting them, so I stopped the Alfred Hitchcock kick, but I will get back on it eventually. This one I did Gore Verbinski. So yeah. There's been quite a bit that I've watched this year. Are we still? Yeah, this is still this year. I don't know why Bait's on here twice. That's kind of weird. Yeah. So there. Oh, A Simple Plan. That was really good. So just to give you an idea, this is now we're out of it. This is the beginning. This is January 1st. So there you go. That's my little Letterbox shameless plug. Go follow me on Letterbox. Go follow me on Letterbox. Like I said, I'm currently going through the Spielberg films, so having fun with that. So yeah, sorry Zach, can't answer that right now. I'd have to sit down and think about it long and hard. But as far as like this year goes, no, you know what? I already pulled up that list. I don't want to pull it up again. Director Leon, what's going on, dude? He says, hey, Zach, it's been ages. How's your family? Have you heard that a Django Zorro movie based on a comic book is being written? Yes, I have. First of all, it has been ages. Thank you so much for being here, man. It's good to see you. Family's doing great. Boy is my young boy is he's growing fast. He's getting faster. He's getting more mischievous and mischievous, and it's really fun to see. The Django Zorro movie has me so intrigued. I didn't read too much about it. I just saw the headline. Because it's Django Unchained, right? Tarantino's movie, and then Zorro. Which I'll be honest, I've never seen Mask of Zorro. So it has me very intrigued to see what exactly they're going to do with that. Director Liam says, I don't believe in guilty pleasures, but what's a bad movie that you wouldn't what's a bad movie that you wouldn't complain about watching again? My answer would be Red One. I saw that in December and laughed. I have a lot to say about that. Red One. Guilty pleasure. It's hard for me to kind of split up guilty pleasure from nostalgic as well, because I usually say the Cat in the Hat, the Mike Myers Cat in the Hat. But that does have a nostalgic play to it as well. So it's a little bit hard to separate nostalgia from guilty pleasure sometimes for me, because I would say Cat in the Hat is probably like my wife and I we quote that movie all the time. We quote the Cat in the Hat with Mike Myers all the time. I actually have a video. You can find a video. I did this 2 years ago, 2 years, 3 years ago, it might be even longer than that. I have a guilty pleasures video on the channel that you can check out. I think I did top 10 guilty pleasures of all time. So there actually is a video that you can go look at, and I think Cat in the Hat was my number one. I don't remember. Nathan's Random Movies says, I watched Undertone with headphones on a laptop at 11 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. at night in my dark room with the lights off. And I do admit that I was looking around in my room sometimes. See? I didn't want that to happen to me. So I relate. And also props to you, man, that you powered through that. You're braver than me. Nerdy with Autism is saying Transformers Revenge of the Fallen is very underrated and overhated. Great action in that movie, especially the final battle. You know, Revenge of the Fallen could be a bit of a guilty pleasure for me. I don't hate watching that. I understand all the complaints. I think it's a bad movie. But I will admit that I get a kick out of it. There's some really funny moments that make me laugh. Revenge of the Fallen could be a guilty pleasure for me too. Collect Movie Man says, I've only seen 4 movies in the theaters this year. Project Hail Mary, Michael, Super Mario Galaxy, and Sandhelp. Those are all very good movies to check out, though. Those would be the ones I would recommend checking out in theaters. Oh, and Hoppers. Hoppers was great. Have you seen that with T? Says, that would tick me off. If they killed Shang-Chi, I might actually walk out. Honestly, I'd be right behind you, man. That would be ridiculous. I pick Paul with 2 hours of prep time. That's great. That's really, really good. Collect Movement says, are you talking about Avatar 4? That's supposed to come out in 2029. No, I think he was talking about the Avatar Last Airbender film. Whoa, what just happened? Top fans? Oh, did I do that again? I always who are my top fans? Let's shout you guys out. Look at these beautiful people. These are the real ones. Oh, I appreciate all you guys. I appreciate all of you guys so much. Thank you so much for being here. Collective Movie Man says, Blue Pill, Arnold, Jackie Chan. Red Pill, Stallone, and Bruce Willis. This is interesting because I've literally not seen I've not seen many of Jackie Chan's movies, but I watched every Arnold Schwarzenegger movie earlier this year. And I think I could sacrifice... Oh, man. I think I could sacrifice all of Arnold Schwarzenegger movies for Stallone's movies. And then you got Die Hard with Bruce Willis. I think I'm going to go with the Red Pill. I think I'm going to go with the Red Pill on that one. Not going to lie. Nathan's Random Movies, Red Pill. I like this, guys. This is fun. Red Pill, Doomsday, Beyond the Spider-Verse, Lanterns, and Man of Tomorrow. Blue Pill, The Batman Part 2, Brand New Day, Supergirl, and Clayface. You always got to throw in that Brand New Day. The only thing that's tripping me up, honestly, is Brand New Day. Honestly, I could do Red Pill. Doomsday, Beyond the Spider-Verse alone, I could do Red Pill. So I'm doing Red Pill on that one. That one was a little bit easier. Daily Reacts. Are you going to read the 2 Danny Phantom graphic novels I did? And I love them. Are you going to read the 2 Danny Phantom graphic novels I did? And I love them. Oh, you did and you love them. I thought you said... I thought you meant that you made the graphic novels. Probably not, honestly. They're not on my radar. I haven't thought of Danny Phantom in like 17 years. I used to watch that on Nickelodeon. Yeah, probably not. But I'm glad you love them, man. That's awesome. All right, let's see here. Michael Entity. I just had the test screening for my new film today, and man, I don't know. I decided to have it be close to 3 hours long, but I'm still excited for people to see it. Hey, man, I mean, that's an accomplishment. I started watching it. I haven't finished it. I know you sent me the link. I appreciate it so much that you sent me the link. I haven't gotten too far into it. I'm gonna be honest with you, but I'm so proud of you, man. You went out, you had an idea, and you actually made it. And I'm excited for you, man. That's very exciting. And I'm sure it was hard to get rid of some stuff because it's so much labor of love is in it. It's probably hard to cut it down to more than 3 hours. So that's awesome, dude. I'm excited for you to get that out into the world. Nathan Driver Movie says you should watch the original Avatar show and please do not watch the M. Night Shyamalan film. On rewatch, I swear he must have gone back and made scenes worse. Generally a bottom 3 movie ever. Oh, but wouldn't it be funny if I didn't watch the Avatar show and I was the only person out here being like, you know, that M. Night Avatar movie gets a bad rap. I actually didn't think it was that bad. Honestly, I think that Avatar by M. Night Shyamalan is a little bit underrated. I don't get the hate. I don't understand the hate for it. Wouldn't it be great? I kind of want to be that person. Or maybe I watch it and go, didn't watch the show and this movie sucks just on its own. But I always thought it'd be funny. What if I did like it? Just because I didn't have any knowledge of the show. Acres of Movies, what's going on, Acres? Thank you for joining us. Favorite 2000s comedy. Thanks from Stacy. Thank you, Stacy, for joining. Favorite 2000s? Oh my gosh. So from 2000 to 2010, Superbad is definitely in there. Honestly, probably a lot of Seth Rogen and Judd Apatow movies. Superbad. I probably put Pineapple Express in there. Yeah, those are two that comes to mind. But probably Superbad is high up there. Nathan John Movie says rank these authority figures of superheroes: Nick Fury, Amanda Waller, and Cecil. Well, Amanda Waller's kind of a jerk. She's I think I'm gonna have to go Nick Fury, Cecil, and Amanda Waller at the bottom. And I think that's how it would go for characters I enjoy as well. So yeah, I feel good about that. Acres Movie says, what 90s comedy movie do you want a special edition for Striptease or Multiplicity? Can you tell I've never seen the movie before? I haven't seen either of those. Multiplicity. I'll choose that one. Because I don't know if Striptease is going to be something I'm into. Oh my goodness, I did it again. My top fans. Where did I go? Nathan Red Movie says, are you excited for Zach Cregger's Resident Evil movie, director of Weapons and Barbarian? I am. I haven't seen a single Resident Evil movie, but everything I heard about it sounds great. And it's described as like a Mad Max Fury Road type movie, and I loved Mad Max, so I'm onto it. I'm onto it. I'm on it. I'm totally on board. Did Zach freeze? Did I freeze? I have the video playing up here for me as well, and I do not look frozen. So hopefully I didn't freeze. I don't think I froze. More people let me know if I froze. The Laser says, are you excited for 2027 films? There are movies like Superman 2, Batman 2, Sonic 4, Frozen 3, Avengers, Secret Wars, Beyond the Spider-Verse, Spaceballs 2, Shrek 5, and more. Yeah, I feel like we say it every year when we look at the upcoming year. Like 2027 is insane. It's an insane year. I don't even know how I'm going to do my top 10 most anticipated for 2027. I've been looking at it a little bit. And just what you said here alone: Superman, Man of Tomorrow, Batman 2, Sonic 4, Frozen 3, Avengers, Secret Wars, Beyond the Spider-Verse, Spaceballs 2, Shrek 5. That's 8 movies right there. Now, I don't think I'd put Frozen 3 in there, and I don't think... Oh, that was not intentional. I don't think I would put Frozen 3 in there. I don't think I would put... Personally, I don't think I would put Sonic 4 in there. But there's 5 right there that are going to be my most anticipated. So I only 5 more slots. That's crazy. Collective Movie Man says, I'll be so ticked off if the viewership doesn't go up after the season finale. I mean, that's the unfortunate thing, right? It's like, if the views don't go up, they're not going to continue with the show. Like, they're a business. They just won't. Now, it's interesting because now that Daredevil is in the MCU, like so firmly planted in the MCU, and you can argue that now the Netflix show is canon to the MCU because they've made the events in the Netflix show canon to Daredevil season 2, and Daredevil season 2 is so canon to the rest of the MCU. So in a lot of ways, they've just adopted the Netflix show officially into the MCU, which is awesome. But because it's in the MCU, the characters could still live on. Like we're seeing Punisher and Spider-Man Brand New Day. So even if Daredevil Born Again got canceled, we could still see Charlie Cox pop up in the movies or in another show somewhere. So it's an interesting kind of situation that not many shows have ever had before, where even if the show gets canceled, we still have a lot of opportunities to see these actors and these characters again. So there's at least hope for that. There's at least hope there. But yeah, I'm hoping, I'm just holding on to the satisfaction and excitement that I know for sure I'm getting season 3. Season 3 is being made. It's going to come out, I think, next year. So we at least have one more season coming our way, and I'm just going to be happy and hold on to that until it officially gets canceled. Nerdy with Autism says, I have a YouTube channel. I have over 4,000 subscribers. That's awesome, man. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've definitely checked out your videos and been on your channel. But I'll definitely go check it out again. And that's awesome, man. 4,000 subscribers. Keep going. Keep up the great work, dude. You're doing awesome. The Laser says, my top 4 of 2026 so far is Project Hail Mary, Hoppers, Send Help, and I loved Goat. Goat was good. I liked Goat. It was surprising because I didn't think that movie looked good at all, but it was actually pretty good. Nerdy with Autism says, the video you should check out of mine first is the Rocky 4 review. It's one of my favorite reviews I've made. All right, noted, man. I will go watch your Rocky 4 review. Thank you for sending me that way. Acres of Movies says, hi, Zach and all from Stacy. What's going on, Stacy? We're so happy to have you with us. Thank you for being here. It's an honor and a privilege to have you join us. Collective Movie Man says, here are my top movies: Project Hail Mary, Michael, Super Mario Galaxy. Was there a continuation of that? Nope, just those 4. Okay, perfect. Yeah, the good top movies to have. Project Hail Mary. Michael is like my second favorite I've watched this year. Probably Send Help is my third favorite that I've watched this year. Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die is in there for me. Super Mario doesn't make the cut though, unfortunately. Acres of Movie says, best outdoors action scenes, Cliffhanger or another movie? If so, which one? Cliffhanger is really good. That's a good pick. The best outdoors action scenes? That's such a broad, like you could say the Storm of Normandy Beach in Saving Private Ryan. Or I mean that's not as fun as Cliffhanger. But it takes place outside. That's so broad. That's so interesting. Cliffhanger is a good one. I don't know if I would say that that's the best outdoor action sequence ever. I mean, Mission Impossible alone has better action sequences outdoors than that. Like even the motorcycle chase in Fallout that leads to Tom Cruise like going in John Wick Chapter 4 takes a lot of action sequences outside, like on the staircase. Oh, you know what? I might go John Wick Chapter 4. I might go John Wick Chapter 4. I don't probably like when he was fighting up those stairs and then he gets to the top and you just see him get kicked down. Oh man, what a gut punch that was. Yeah, I don't know. I think there are better ones than Cliffhanger, and I think Mission Impossible and John Wick 4 have some top contenders. Laser says, I just realized Meryl Streep was in 4 2026 films. She's in Hoppers, Project Hail Mary, uncredited role, Devil Wears Prada, and is reported to be in Narnia. Well, look at Anne Hathaway. Anne Hathaway is in Devil Wears Prada. She's got Mother Mary. I believe, I could be wrong, I think she's in End of Oak Street. Street? That's a different movie. End of Oak Street. And I feel like she has another. Oh, she's in the Odyssey. Yeah, she's in the Odyssey. She's got Devil Wears Prada, the Odyssey, End of Oak Street. I keep saying that. Mother Mary. Does she not have another one? She might have 5. Anne Hathaway might have 5 movies. Yeah, Anne Hathaway might have Meryl Streep beat. She's in a lot of stuff this year. She's having a good year. Nathan Red Movie says Paul beats Dr. Doom in a fight, especially with his spaghetti. I love it. I love it. Bring on the Paul. Acre of Movies, pick a director and the meal you eat and what movie you do commentary for. Pick a director, the meal you eat, and what movie you do a commentary for. Interesting. Go for a good old barbecued hot dog. I would sit down with who would I sit down with? Probably sit down with Steven Spielberg, and let's do a commentary on let's do a commentary on Disclosure Day. Tell me what you know, Spielberg. What's fact? What's fiction? Tell me all the truths. What's the government told you? As I chow down on my hot dog. That's where I'm at right now. Nathan Dunn Movie says, get all your friends together to watch a pizza movie. It's so weird. It ends up being so funny. I don't have many friends. So terrible. I could probably find two people. I could probably find two people to sit down and watch that movie with. That's a good advice, though. Thank you, man. That's good advice. Acres of movies. You can visit the set of one upcoming movie. What do you choose? Secret Wars. 100% Secret Wars. Acres of movies. Have you seen I Swear? That was a great movie. Thanks from Stacy. I swear. I swear. Have I seen where? Nope. I have not. That does not look familiar to me whatsoever. Thank you for putting it on my radar. I'll have to check it out. Nathan's trying movies. Nolan doesn't like Paul. He clearly hasn't tried Paul spaghetti. I love that I get these now. That's so awesome. Nathan's trying movies. Do you think Debbie and Nolan will get back together? If they do, would you like it? Because I don't like the idea of that. I don't like it either. They seemed like Debbie was shutting the door on that completely when Nolan came back. And I was like, yeah, Debbie, you tell him off. You're not a pet. But then they ended the relationship with Paul. She flew off to space. Now she's with Nolan. It does kind of feel like they may be heading in that direction, but it's Invincible. They don't do the generic typical stuff normally. So I would like to believe that they're not, because I would like to believe that Debbie has better sense than that. Toxic Gamer says, Olo, Zach. What's going on, Toxic Gamer? Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for being here. My day's been great. How's yours? Toxic Gamer says, are you seeing Devil Wears Prada 2 this week? Yes, the plan is to see it on Saturday with my wife. Toxic Gamer says, I just watched the first film for the first time today, and I thought it was really good, but I didn't love it. Yeah, I'm on the same page. Like, I really enjoy it, but I don't love it. I'm not, like, salivating at the mouth to go see Devil Wears Prada 2. I think it'll be a fun date night with my wife. Toxic Gamer says, how do you rank all of the movies you've seen this year so far? Oh, my friend. We just pulled up the list for you. So I can pull it up again, I guess. It's not a big deal. There you go. There's the list. This is the top. It's kind of too big now, isn't it? Now it's not right. Goldilocks up in here. There we go. So this is the top. This is the bottom. So it would go from best to worst so far. Project Hail Mary, Michael, Send Help, Hoppers, Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, War Machine, Wrecking Crew, The Rip, Primate, We Bury the Dead, Friends on Vacation, or we take, what is that called? I don't remember. Goat, Super Mario Galaxy, Greenland 2, Mercy, Shelter, Night Patrol, Scream 7, Thrash, Sleepwalker, Killer Whale, Strangers Chapter 3, and Silent Hill Revelation, or whatever, Silent Hill, whatever it was called. Return to Silent Hill. I think it's Return to Silent Hill, and Revelation's the second one. That's how I would rank them. That's how I would rank them. At the end of each review, I've been adding the movies to this list. I'm trying to keep track of it that way this year. It's been fun. So stick to the end of the reviews and you can keep up the track what I'm doing. Daily React says, what's your thoughts on the Shrek redesigns? I'm not a huge fan of them, but that's just because I'm stuck in my ways, and I grew up with Shrek a certain way and a certain look, and that's how I want them to stay, because I'm nostalgic and controlling over that. But you know, they'll be fine. I'm sure they'll be fine. Toxic Gamer says, hopefully they do pay respects to the video game fans with the new Resident Evil movie. Even though they did say they're not adapting the games, I hope they do some nods to the game. 100% they will. 100% they will. They'll do some fan service. I have no doubt about that. Wow, you guys are killing it in the chat tonight. I am so thankful and so humbled that you guys are wanting to keep me on for this late. This is awesome. The laser. I am going way too ahead, but 2028 movies for now. Oh my goodness. Incredibles 3, Dynamic Duo, Fast 11, Lilo and Stitch 2, and Hello Kitty. Which one are you most excited for? Not the Hello Kitty movie, I'll tell you that much. But it could be a Barbie situation. Incredibles 3 is probably the one I'm most excited about. Fast and Furious 11. I'm like, does anyone care anymore? Like, honestly, does Fast 10 was 3 years ago. It's gonna be 5 years in 2028 since we had Fast 10. That's insane. That is irresponsible. Like, that is so irresponsible on their end. Wasn't it 2023 that we got Fast 10? We're gonna have to wait till 2028 for that stupid cliffhanger. No. Who cares anymore? Who cares? Burn it and bury it in the backyard. Get that series over with. Incredibles 3 is my most anticipated for sure. 100%. Daily Reacts, my guilty pleasure is a movie called Idle Hands. It's so stupid. It's about a kid hand that gets possessed by Satan and goes on a well. You know, but it's so good, but so stupid. That does sound stupid. Toxic Gamer, have you seen The Pit? If so, what are your thoughts? If you haven't seen it, it's on Max and it's a great medical show, especially the first season. I don't know if I could handle it. I hear it's pretty graphic with the surgeries and stuff. I couldn't even handle Grey's Anatomy, so I don't know if I'm going to do well with that. I hear it's great, though. Nathan Jenner Movie says, who on Escape Pod do you think has the worst takes? Hat Guy or Spider Boy? Andrew. Actually, the most rage bait podcast, but it's so addicting. Hat Guy is I like Hat Guy quite a bit. I like him. He does have, here's the thing though, like for every bad take he has, he's got a pretty ingenious one or a really unique way of looking at things. But his takes are probably worse. Although I find I probably disagree with Andrew a bit more than I do Hat Guy. I think Hat Guy is more on my wavelength than Andrew is. But the way that Hat Guy presents and executes his arguments, sometimes he comes across as someone who I disagree with strongly. They both do, honestly. But I'm a Hat Guy fan. He's probably my favorite of the two. But Andrew's great too. When he rages, it's the best. Who cares? You do is I watched that so many times. I was laughing my head off. Toxic Gamer, what's your excitement level for The Mummy 4 with Brendan Fraser? For me, I can't wait. It might actually be my most anticipated movie of all of next year. I actually watched the Mummy movies with Brendan Fraser for the first time a little bit ago because I was going to do a video for Lee Cronin's The Mummy before I realized I was a big stupid head and it was not Universal. It was Warner Brothers. But I would say I'm a casual fan. I like them. I don't love them. So my anticipation level is like, if I was going to go back to the tier list ranking, it's interested. I'm on the fence. I could go see it in theaters. I could wait for streaming at this moment. I'm not like super amped for it. Nathan's Random Movies, would you rather fight Conquest or Thrag? I feel like it's over quicker with Conquest. And I get to learn a secret out of it. So I think I'm going to go with Conquest. You learn something new. You die quick. It's probably the best way to go. Nathan Random Movie says, best and worst Invincible couple. For me, the worst is Immortal and Duplicate. Yeah, I don't really like them. By a wide margin. Yeah. Yeah. I what they were doing with Rex and who's the girl that like can change her shape? Can't remember her name at the moment. That was interesting, but it wasn't developed well enough for me to really like them as a couple. Just kind of felt like Rex was doing a rebound. So Immortal and Duplicate are up there, but yeah, Immortal and Duplicate. I wasn't a huge fan of Mark and Amber together, although I did like Amber more in season 2 and the way that they kind of played with the whole balancing your superhero life with your personal life. And Amber was like very supportive of Mark, so I liked her a bit more in season 2. But yeah, Immortal and Duplicate. Probably the right answer. Or Debbie and Nolan right now, because I do not want them to get together. The best couple is Paul and Debbie. Nathan, better character arc, Nolan or Rex? That's an interesting. I think I like what they did with Rex a bit more. Like I like the redemption arc that Nolan's on, but it kind of felt like he got to it quick. Like it kind of felt like he went from where we saw him at the end of season 1, killing almost everybody in Chicago, and then the next time we saw him, he was like immediately remorseful, and it just felt a little bit quick. Whereas Rex, I felt like his character progression was a bit more natural, so I might go with Rex. Acres of movies, who'd win, Jason Bourne or Ethan Hunt or Michael Myers? Michael Myers. Michael Myers would take them all out. Between Jason Bourne and Ethan Hunt, I think Jason Bourne would kick his butt. I think Ethan might have the upper hand because he can call in his agents and call in all his gadgets and stuff. But I think if you're doing hand-to-hand combat, I think Jason Bourne whoops Ethan Hunt. But Michael Myers takes them both out, 100%. Toxic Gamer, because I love the 1999 Mummy, which is my 6th favorite movie of all time. Wow. I think Mummy Returns is okay, and the third Mummy I have always enjoyed and never understood the hate. You know, have you ever seen, not that it's going to be one of your favorite movies of all time, but The Jungle Book from 1994, I think it is directed by Stephen Sommers. I think that's his name. The guy who directed The Mummy. Not a great movie, but the third, like the back half of The Jungle Book 1994 has kind of a Mummy-esque vibe to it because there's booby traps and all that kind of stuff involved. And he did it before he did The Mummy, so you can kind of see where he got it was almost like his resume to do The Mummy was Jungle Book 1994. So it's kind of fun to watch 1994's Jungle Book and The Mummy kind of back to back to kind of see the progression of where it came from. But yeah, the 1999 Mummy is fun. It's definitely like it's a light adventure kind of Indiana Jones type movie. Like it's a little bit dark. It definitely has its dark moments, but I enjoyed it. It was a fun swashbuckling type of adventure. Toxic Gamer, also with radio silence attached, it gives me some faith in the movie because so far I don't think radio silence has missed yet. I've seen a few radio silence movies. Did they do Ready or Not? I think they did. Did they do the sequel Ready or Not 2? I didn't see that one yet. But they did. Did they do Abigail? Or am I thinking? I know they did. They did the Scream movies, Scream 5 and 6. I think I'm getting them confused with someone else. Dark Room Reviews. What's going on, Joel? Thanks for being here, my friend. He says, "Evening, Zach. Evening, Joel. It's good to see you, buddy." Says Toxic Gamer. Did you see Lee Cronin's Mummies? Nope, I didn't. It didn't seem like it was gonna be my cup of tea, at least not in the theater. So I'll wait for streaming. Let's see here. Nathan's Random Movies. Conquest fight season 3 or the Omni-Man versus Mark fight season 1. Conquest gives them a run for their money, but I think I gotta stick with the OG Omni-Man and Mark. I think that's still the best finale they've had. Toxic Gamer, I know you're not a big Game of Thrones guy, which I haven't seen, but I watched the prequel spin-off show, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, and I loved it. It's actually pretty tame. Okay, well that's good. Maybe I'll have to check that one out. Because I heard really good things about it, and apparently it's a really easy binge. They're not very long episodes. Toxic Gamer, and I think you would like it too because there's nothing too graphic in it. Okay, thank you for the recommendation, man. I think I might check that out. Acres of Movies, do you want Three's Company live action movie? Three's Company, like the old sitcom? I watched like 2 episodes of that old sitcom. Would that work nowadays, I wonder? Yeah, sure. Give it a shot. Why not? Collect a Movie Man, Red Pill. Nolan or Martin Scorsese, Blue, Shyamalan, and Spielberg. Oh, that's interesting. You give me 2 greats, and then you give me one of the greatest and a mixed. I'm gonna. But Martin Scorsese. I'm not gonna lie. I can't lose Spielberg. Even if I keep Shyamalan, he's got some good stuff. Sixth Sense, Signs, Unbreakable. He's got some good stuff. I'm gonna go with the blue pill. I'm gonna go with the blue pill. I just can't lose Spielberg. Acres. What will make more, Disclosure Day or Grogu? Ooh, that's a good question because Disclosure Day is like if it hits, it could really hit. Like I'm not expecting it to do amazing, but if it latches onto the audience and Spielberg's been around for so long, he could probably have the older audience and the younger audience. It could do pretty well. Like Disclosure Day could potentially do 600 mil, 500 mil, 600 mil. And I kind of feel like Grogu is like lucky if it gets to 600 mil. I feel like the ceiling on it might be like 550. But it still has the Star Wars name. I'm gonna go on a limb here and say Disclosure Day. I'm gonna go on a limb here and say that Disclosure Day makes more than Mando. Acres of movies. I was at CinemaCon and very excited to see Whalefall. Oh, you were at CinemaCon? That's awesome. And I was very excited to see Whalefall, but the werewolf footage drew audible murmurs from the crowd. Oh, it did not look good. What movies have you had low expectations for and then enjoyed? That's a great question. I love that question. I had like, oh, there's a movie. There is a movie that I know I had like no faith in whatsoever and came out loving. And for some reason, I'm not remembering what it was. Recently I had no faith in Goat, and I ended up liking Goat, which was surprising. That's a search the memory banks kind of question. Yeah, I'm gonna have to circle back to that one. That's a really good question. But that's awesome that you were at CinemaCon. Toxic Gamer. Ooh, you should watch. Wait, so did you see the Doomsday trailer? Acres of movies. Stacy, did you see the Doomsday trailer? Oh, did you see the Spaceballs 2 footage? Oh, I'm jealous. Toxic Gamer. You should watch 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. That's in my top 3 of the year, but you should watch the other films in the franchise to build up to The Bone Temple. Possibly. I possibly will. No, I'm not gonna make any promises, but possibly will. The Laser, how do you feel about Stranger Things Tales from 85? They just announced season 2, but them saying the show is canon makes no sense. I haven't heard very good things about the show. Don't care. That's a big old fat don't care. They're just trying to milk the franchise. Yeah. Animated, it's in between. I don't care. It's yeah, no, that's how I feel. I don't care. Maybe I'll check it out, but I'm doubtful that I will. I've got better things to watch. Then again, that could be an answer to this question down the line. I have 0 expectations for it. Maybe I'll enjoy it. Doubtful though. Don't care at all. Toxic Gamer says, who would win, Homelander or Omni-Man? I gotta go with my Omni-Man, dude. I mean, come on, it's Omni-Man. Nathan's Red Movie says, Hack Guy said that George Lucas doesn't understand Star Wars and Rian Johnson does, and that made me actually pause the video to process that. Andrew said Justice League was good. Honestly, I remember him saying that George Lucas doesn't understand Star Wars, and I was like you. That's one of those things where Hack Guy, I think what he was trying to say was George Lucas created something that got out of his hands. Like he made Star Wars, but then the fans kind of took Star Wars and made it their own thing and took it in a direction that I think what Hack Guy was trying to get at was that George Lucas couldn't keep up with the fans. Like he was trying to keep it his own personal thing, but it had already gotten out of his hands. Everybody had already taken control of it. So I think what Hat Guy was trying to say, at least the way that I was interpreting it, was that George Lucas doesn't understand Star Wars in the sense that he didn't really know what the fans wanted or how the fans think. And he was saying that Ryan Johnson did, which I still don't agree with, but I think that's what he was trying to say, because if he's trying to say that the creator of Star Wars doesn't understand his own creation, I think he's a little nuts. I think he's a little nuts. The View with Drew says, hey everyone, what's going on, Drew? Thanks for joining us, buddy. Nathan John Movie says, dude, I did not like Rex Floyd's funeral. They were actually just clowning on him. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan that he died, honestly. And it's Invincible, so I'm not like entirely convinced that he's dead. But I will admit that I'm kind of like you. I don't fully like how it happened. I agree. Toxic Gamer says, I still need to catch up on Invincible. There's so many shows I'm watching at the moment. There's so much stuff out there. That's the good and bad thing about it. There's so much stuff to watch, and the bad thing is there's so much stuff to watch. Can't keep up with it all. But man, there's some really great stuff. We're living in a blessed time. Laser says, I'm gonna go rest now, but I had such a great time. Laser, I'm so glad that you were here. Thank you so much, my friend, for being here, because the show's made better because you were a part of it, my friend, and I appreciate you, dude. You have a good night. Hopefully we'll see you again sooner rather than later. Toxic Gamer says, Daredevil, Born Again, Maul, Shadow Lord, live action, One Piece, Invincible, and I'm thinking about maybe watching Euphoria and The Boys. Yeah, there's so much stuff to catch up on, so much stuff to watch. There is no lack of, there's nothing like back in the days where you're scrolling on channels and there's nothing to watch. There's always something to watch. It's so great. Toxic Gamer says, Radio Silence did Abigail and Scream 5 and 6 and the 2 Ready or Not movies. Okay, so I was thinking of the right directors. Okay, I feel good now. Collected Movie Man says, you have a good night, Zach. You have a good night, Collected Movie Man. The show was made better because you were a part of it, my friend, and I appreciate you, dude. Thank you so much for being here. Toxic Gamer says, man, I hope that Doomsday trailer drops online soon. You and me both, my friend. I bet next week. I bet it drops online next week. Either next week or the week after that, closer to Mandalorian and Grogu. I doubt they hold on to that past May. It's got to come out in May, I think. Daily React says, I made it home from work. It's really late. I'm going to bed now. Good night. I hope you have a great night. Well, thank you so much, Daily Reacts, for being here. I'm so glad, and congratulations on getting your account back, man. The show was made better because you were a part of it, my friend, and I appreciate you, dude. Have a good night. Toxic Gamer, who do you think the two possible people below Spider-Man are in the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer when Spider-Man is fighting the ninjas? The popular one is Daredevil. No one wants to say it's the Hulk. I could see it being the Hulk. Maybe Jean Grey's with him. Maybe she's doing her thing. Honestly, I think he's alone. I think just because they pulled that off with Andrew and Toby in Spider-Man No Way Home, we're all looking for it. And I don't necessarily think that we need to. I don't think that it's necessary to look for it. I think he's alone. I don't get the same sense that I got with the No Way Home trailer that there should be 2 more people with him. I feel like Spider-Man can take on those ninjas alone. I did not feel like he could take on the Sinister Six or the Sinister Five or whatever they were in No Way Home alone. That's why I assumed Andrew and Toby would be there with him. He's got these ninjas. He'll be fine. I think he's alone. 3D Movie Cinema, what's going on, dude? I'm going to be on their channel next week. I'm very excited about that. 3D Movie Cinema says, hey, Zach, what's up? Can't wait to see you on the Small Zero channel on the 6th. And question, what's your thoughts on the TV show Smallville? A show shot in Vancouver? Yep. And all is it big there? Take care, man. It is big there, yes. My thoughts on it are I have not seen very much of it, honestly. It's a show I've always wanted to watch. I've always wanted to get into. I've never found the time to get into it. I think I've seen the pilot and I might have watched the 2nd episode as well. But I hear it's great and a lot of people I know love it as well. So I definitely have to watch that all the way through one day. But I'm a Smallville virgin. Toxic Gamer says, I'm excited for the Punisher special next month. Me too, man. We go from Daredevil to Punisher to Spider-Man to Vision Quest to the Endgame re-release with new footage to Doom. It's the year of Marvel. It's the year of Marvel, and I'm so excited for it. The View with Drew says, question for everyone. What do you think is the best Daniel Craig Bond movie? For me, I would say Skyfall. I would agree, probably Skyfall. I mean, a lot of people would say Casino Royale. And that's a really good one too, but Skyfall is kind of more my brain length. Like that's kind of more my wavelength, I should say. So I'm with you there. I think the best one is Skyfall. Toxic Gamer says, I delivered my first body slam the other day in wrestling school. It was harder than it looks. That's awesome that you're keeping up with that wrestling school, man. You found your passion there and you're going for it. And that's awesome, dude. I wish you nothing but success. And I love to see that you're still out there doing it. And that's really cool that you landed a body slam. Toxic Gamer, I'm gonna head out now. Nice getting to chat with you as always, man. Have a nice one. Pizza. Yes, remember pizza time. Thank you so much for being here, Toxic Gamer. The show is made better because you were a part of it, my friend, and I appreciate you, dude. You have a good night. And it looks like we're probably on the last question here with Nathan's Random Movies saying Dr. Doom and Thrag would run in fear of Duct Tape Man. Well, you heard it here first, folks, from Nathan Random Movies. And with that, guys, we are all caught up on the chat. It is 10 o'clock p.m. my time, which means it's time for me to go to bed so I can get up at 6 a.m. for work. But this was great. This was so much fun. Thank you all so much for joining, for being here. Hopefully I can get on screen again, or get live streamed with you guys very soon. We were saying watch Undertone late at night. Maybe Friday night. I'll stay up a bit later and I'll watch that before I go to bed. That way I don't have to worry about work the next day. But with that, guys, as always, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for being here. The show is made better because you are a part of it, my friends, and I appreciate you. Everybody out there, you have yourselves a good night. And I will see you guys in the next one.